Chapter 3049. Vice Chairman Ouyang, many thanks. It looks like we can cooperate for a long time in the future. Lin Yi smiled faintly and patted Vice Chairman Ouyang's shoulder. Of course, of course. Vice Chairman Ouyang sighed in relief. It looked like Lin Yi wasn't going to pursue the matter any further. Soon, the medicinal ingredients Lin Yi needed and some medicinal ingredients needed for alchemy were packed for Lin Yi. Lin Yi didn't stay for long and directly left the trade association. However, Lin Yi's trip was noticed by one person. That person was the hidden house Yu's Yue. Yue was also a heaven rank powerhouse. It wasn't easy for him to follow Lin Yi without being discovered by Lin Yi. It was just that Lin Yi didn't think that he would be followed. He had just advanced to the heaven rank and didn't like to use his heaven rank perception. But then again, Rain One had followed them from a very far distance, and he had relied on luck to get here. He had also hidden his aura, so it was normal that Lin Yi didn't notice him. After all, Rain One was a sky-class master who had been famous for a long time. Seeing Lin Yi leave, Yue didn't follow him. Instead, he called the old ancestor of House Yu, Yuxing. Yue, how is it? Did Lin Yi take out that heaven-grade weapon? Yuxing asked. Lin Yi went to the trade association. I originally thought that Lin Yi wanted to trade that heaven-grade weapon, but I found out that I was wrong. Lin Yi came here to sell medicinal pills. He sold a large number of first-grade medicinal pills and a small number of second-grade medicinal pills. Yue said, because the elixir sent by Lin Yi was put up for sale, and the association also specially advertised that it was the same high-quality elixir from the previous auction, provided by Mr. Ling. Therefore, Yue didn't need to investigate at all to see the purpose of Lin Yi's visit this time. Oh. Yu Yuxing was a little surprised. Lin Yi went to the trading association to sell pills? Yes, but during this time, Lin Yi had a conflict with a peak heaven rank middle stage expert. That expert was instantly killed by Lin Yi. Yue didn't see the situation with his own eyes, but looking at Elder Dongfang's body, he could imagine how strong Lin Yi was. He was worried. Lin Yi's growth was unstoppable. House Yu was no longer Lin Yi's opponent. What? Lin Yi can instantly kill a peak mid-stage heaven rank powerhouse. Yu Yuxing was aghast when he heard that. Who is that person? I don't know. Do we need to investigate? Yue asked. No need. Don't provoke Lin Yi for this kind of trivial matter. We, House Yu, shouldn't have any conflict with him in the future. Although we can't refuse the mission from that place, we can't let the hidden House Yu become cannon fodder for Lin Yi because of them, Yu Yuxing said. Yes, I understand. Yue nodded. Continue to follow him. See where the heaven-class weapon is. See if it's still with Lin Yi. Yu Yuxing ordered. Yes, old master. Yue replied. After hanging up the call, Yu Yuxing called Xiao Yi right away. He was in charge of contacting the hidden House Yu. Senior, this is Yu Yuxing. I followed Lin Yi and got some information about Lin Yi's whereabouts, but I didn't get any information about your heaven-class weapon. Yu Yuxing said carefully. No? Xiao Yi frowned. Where did Lin Yi go? Lin Yi went to the Slave Trading Association and then went home. Yu Yuxing said. The Slave Trading Association? Are you sure he didn't go to sell my heaven-class weapon? Xiao Yi frowned. I don't think so. Lin Yi sold some first-level elixirs and some second-level elixirs in exchange for some herbs. He didn't sell anything else. Yu Yuxing said. I see. Xiao Yi nodded. Then is my car with Lin Yi? Well, Yue doesn't dare go near Lin Yi's house. You know that Lin Yi is a sky class now. I'm afraid of being found out. Yu Yuxing said. Then why don't you send a normal person to check? Xiao Yi asked. Well, I'll send someone to check. Yu Yuxing wiped the cold sweat off his forehead and said. Although he was one of the strongest hidden houses, he was still trembling in fear when facing little one. He didn't dare to resist. He was someone who could destroy the hidden house Yu with a snap of his fingers. Okay, if there's any news, report to me immediately. Xiao Yi said. Yu Yuxing hung up carefully and sighed. He had no choice. Between Lin Yi and the Five Elements sect, it was hard for him to do anything. If Lin Yi was weak, it would be fine, but Lin Yi was strong enough. Xiao Yi and Xiao Yi had lost to Lin Yi. This put the hidden house Yu in a difficult position. They didn't want to offend anyone, but since they had chosen the Five Elements sect, the price of betrayal was even higher. They could only go down this path. Xiao Yi hung up the phone and went to see the Xianqian ancestor. He repeated what Yu Yuxing said to the Xianqian ancestor in detail. Lin Yi is going to sell pills? The Xianqian ancestor fell into deep thought after hearing Yu Yuxing's words. Kang Mingming was also there. He was now the son-in-law of the Xianqian ancestor. Their relationship was naturally closer. There were pros and cons to this matter. Although he married a disabled woman, his relationship with the Xianqian ancestor was even comparable to Xiao Yi's. Father-in-law, I heard that Lin Yi is in a difficult situation now. The company owes a lot of debts, and the only way for Lin Yi to make money now is to sell pills. Why don't we join forces with the hidden house Yu and get more pills to hit the market? This way, Lin Yi's pills won't be able to sell so many. Although we can't touch Lin Yi, we can take a roundabout route and use this method to attack Lin Yi. It's actually not a bad idea, Kang Mingming suggested after listening. Chapter 30-50. Alright, father-in-law, I'll go do that right now. Kang Mingming's house had been bankrupted by Lin Yi's Miracle Dr. Guan company, so naturally, he wouldn't let go of the opportunity to get rid of Lin Yi. What Lin Yi didn't know was that Kang Mingming was up to something again, trying to ruin his business. Lin Yi couldn't care less about that now. He had prepared all the ingredients needed for the third stage of the art of dragon mastery, and Lin Yi started brewing the medicine. With the experience from last time, Lin Yi was familiar with the process, but he didn't rush it. He followed the instructions on the silk scroll strictly. After everything was ready, Lin Yi called for Hu Mingyun and Wu Qintian. Lin Yi had wanted to talk about the inheritor, but Lin Yi couldn't wait to finish the meridian strengthening, so Lin Yi decided to wait until he was done. Qintian, Mingyun, I'm preparing to finish the meridian strengthening, and I'll need to go into isolation for a while. It won't take long, a few hours if I'm fast, but I can't move during this time, so I'll have to rely on you guys to protect me. Lin Yi said. This was different from practicing, and if something happened, Lin Yi could just jump out of the liquid forcefully, but the effect wouldn't be the same, and the liquid would be wasted. This was a herb that Lin Yi had gone through a lot of trouble to get his hands on. He'd even killed an elder of House Dongfang for the sake of this rare herb. How could he let it go to waste for something so ordinary? No problem, boss, we'll sit at the door and wait for you, to finish strengthening the meridians. Hu Xianyun was the first to express his opinion. Although he did not know what strengthening meridians was, he had never heard of it due to his status and knowledge in the ancient sect. However, every mantra was different, so even though Hu Xianyun was curious, he did not ask. Qintian, on the other hand, was already used to guarding Lin Yi. He didn't even need to say anything. He nodded and sat in the hall, guarding Lin Yi's door. After returning to his room, Lin Yi followed the instructions on the meridian strengthening recipe, and after drinking it, he jumped into a pot of dark green liquid. In an instant, Lin Yi felt a burning sensation on his skin, as if he had jumped into a pot of boiling water. In fact, when Lin Yi jumped into the pot, he was already prepared to resist the cold. Last time when Lin Yi refined his body, he would feel a bone-chilling cold when he jumped in. But this time, Lin Yi didn't expect that it would heat up. This caught Lin Yi off guard. Luckily, Lin Yi's constitution was better, and his ability to resist heat was stronger. Otherwise, Lin Yi would have really jumped out of the pot. Gritting his teeth, Lin Yi endured it silently. This was a test he had to go through before he stepped into the third stage of the art of dragon mastery. Lin Yi could only successfully practice the third stage of the art of dragon mastery if he persevered. The time it took to strengthen the meridians was different from the body refinement. The body refinement needed 24 hours, while the meridians only needed 4 hours. As a result, it was easier for him to get through this time than last time. As Lin Yi expected, the dark green liquid became lighter and lighter as time passed. Lin Yi knew that this was his body absorbing the liquid. It was the same last time. After Lin Yi's body absorbed the liquid, it began to expel the impurities from his body, completing the body tempering process. But this time, what surprised Lin Yi was that the color of the liquid kept becoming lighter. It wasn't like when body tempering, where the toxins were expelled after absorption. This time, it seemed to be completely absorbed into his body. No wonder the meridian strengthening time was shorter this time. It turned out that it was only the absorption process, and not the detoxification process. About 4 hours later, the liquid completely turned into a clear color, which made Lin Yi click his tongue in wonder. The burning feeling also became weaker and weaker until it finally disappeared without a trace. Lin Yi jumped out of the water comfortably. He only felt that his meridian seemed to be a lot thicker than before. In the same amount of time, he could use more physical qi. Phew. Lin Yi let out a long breath. This feeling was completely different from before. Lin Yi felt that his realm had been improved qualitatively. He was afraid that whether it was compressing the true qi bomb or recovering physical qi, it would be faster than before. Thinking of this, Lin Yi took out the silk scroll copy of the third level of the art of dragon mastery and carefully studied it in his heart. The third level of the art of dragon mastery, butterfly transformation. In fact, this third level of the art of dragon mastery, Lin Yi had silently studied it many times before he strengthened his meridian. He had already memorized it by heart. He took it out this time only because he was afraid that there would be a problem. Last time, he was already possessed by the devil. This time, Lin Yi followed the principle of being careful. After reciting the third level of the art of dragon mastery and confirming that there were no problems, he entered the space of the jade pendant and began to practice the third level of the art of dragon mastery. Little Yi, you're strengthening the meridian this time. Jiao Yazi was a little surprised at Lin Yi's meridian strengthening speed this time. It seemed like everything was going smoothly. I say, Jiao Lao, you're not hoping that I'll make a mistake again, are you? Lin Yi said impatiently. Of course not. Jiao Yazi laughed dryly. You're trying to practice the third level of the art of dragon mastery? Yes. Lin Yi nodded. Since the meridian strengthening is done, let's start practicing. Time is running out and the enemy is getting stronger and stronger. It's good to have a sense of urgency, Jiao Yazi nodded. Right, Jiao Lao, what's behind the fourth stone door? Lin Yi asked curiously. I don't know. Elder Jiao shook his head firmly and added, even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you. If you're looking forward to it, you can recklessly speed up your training. Haste makes waste, it's not like you don't understand this logic. All right. Lin Yi was very helpless towards Jiao Yazi. Some things, he wasn't at that level yet, he wouldn't say no matter how he asked. In other words, Jiao Yazi's memory wasn't unlocked, so there was no point in asking. Chapter 3051. The moment Lin Yi's third level of the art of dragon mastery began to circulate, the energy in the space of the jade pendant seemed to be gathered by an invisible net, and then quickly rushed to Lin Yi's side. The speed at which it gathered was incomparably fast. However, Lin Yi did not have too many doubts about this situation. After all, when Lin Yi completed his body tempering and used the second level of the art of dragon mastery for the first time, there was a similar effect. Therefore, Lin Yi did not care about these strange phenomena, but continued to steadily circulate the second level of the art of dragon mastery. Next, Lin Yi felt as if all the acupoints in his body suddenly opened up, and the energy that was gathered in the space of the jade pendant also quickly rushed through Lin Yi's acupoints into Lin Yi's body. This situation was the same as always, but what surprised Lin Yi was that after the energy entered his acupoints this time, it did not directly enter his body like when he tempered his body, but was completely absorbed by his meridians. Was it continuing to strengthen his meridians before cultivating? After thinking of this possibility, Lin Yi felt that his guess was very reliable. This feeling was as if the energy in the space of the jade pendant was helping Lin Yi to nourish his meridians, making Lin Yi's meridians incomparably comfortable. As time passed, the third level of the art of dragon mastery circulated faster and faster, and became more and more skillful. Lin Yi only felt that the endless energy in the space of the jade pendant poured into his meridians faster and faster. With Lin Yi as the center, in the space of the jade pendant, more and more pure energy gathered here, waiting to enter Lin Yi's meridians, and Lin Yi could even feel the changes in his body. His meridians in his body became stronger and thicker. Lin Yi could even clearly feel that as his meridians became thicker, the speed at which he circulated the art of dragon mastery became faster and faster. When Lin Yi stopped, Lin Yi could already circulate the third stage of the art of dragon mastery. Lin Yi didn't continue training. After all, Wu Chintian and Hua Xiaoyun were still waiting for him outside. The two were probably very nervous, and Lin Yi had to give them some time to relax. Returning to reality from the space of the jade pendant, Lin Yi pushed open the door and walked out. "Boss, you finished strengthening the meridians?" Chintian asked quickly when he saw Lin Yi. "Yes, it's done." Lin Yi nodded. "That's right, boss. What is a meridian strengthening thing?" Hua Xiaoyun had wanted to ask before, but he had never heard of meridian strengthening. "To put it simply, I can heal you faster." Lin Yi did not know how to explain, so he simplified it. "I see. That's a good thing." Hua Xiaoyun heard it, and a look of realization appeared on his face. He nodded and said, "This is very useful in a battle of attrition." "Ha." Lin Yi smiled. Hua Xiaoyun only saw a part of the benefits, but he didn't know that Lin Yi's Qi Bomb compression speed had increased quite a bit as well. This was the ultimate weapon in a battle. Ancient House Feng. Not long after Feng Nidian consumed the Great Recover pill, he finally woke up. His wounds were healed, but his arm couldn't be regrown. He couldn't use the heaven-defying arts anymore. His meridians were destroyed, and he had lost all his strength. He couldn't change to another art, and it wasn't going to work. Therefore, although Feng Ni was clear-headed, he was unhappy. Feng Tianhu looked at his son, and his heart was broken. He was furious. Why was Feng Shipian able to come back safely from the test, even getting a great recovery elixir, while his own son was crippled by someone else? Wasn't it just a bullshit, boss? He was just a lucky bastard. "Nidian, how do you feel?" Feng Tianhu asked in pain. "Dad. I'm done, I'm useless." Feng Nidian had already checked his body, and he realized that he was no different from a normal person. In fact, he was worse than a normal person because he had no arms. "It's good that your injuries are healed. At least you're alive, it's better than being unconscious." Feng Tianhu consoled. "But, I'd rather die than live like this." Nidian couldn't help but raise his head in pain and scream, "Dad, you have to avenge me." "Nidian, don't worry, I'll avenge you." Feng Tianhu nodded and said, "Whoever did this to you, I'll pay back double. Tell me, what's his name, which sect is he from?" "Dad, that person is called Ling Yi. I don't know which sect he's from, but he seems to be a solo practitioner, but he and Zhang Naipeo used to be enemies. Just ask Zhang Naipeo from the Everyday sect, and you'll know who he is." Feng Nidian said. "Ling Yi? That name sounds familiar. Where have I heard it before?" Feng Tianhu paused, but he remembered, right, Feng Shishou had a boss in the Sky Elixir Sex test, Lin Yi. Under Lin Yi's protection, he got lucky and passed the test. What? Feng Shishou went to the test too? Feng Nidian paused and asked, "What happened? How long was I out? Why is there a test from the Sky Elixir sect?" Nidian, you've been out for half a year. Feng Tianhu sighed and said sympathetically, as for Feng Shishou going to the Sky Elixir sex test, it was actually a ploy. I wanted him to die there, but I didn't expect him to come back successfully. A ploy? Feng Nidian paused and asked. Yes, I was planning to ask him to get you a great recovery pill to heal your wounds. It was an impossible mission, but Feng Shipian got lucky in the Sky Elixir sex test. He got himself a boss and passed the test smoothly, even getting you a pill. Feng Tianhu told Nidian everything that had happened. This guy sure is lucky. Feng Nidian didn't feel grateful at all, instead, he said angrily. The ancient Feng house no longer had any kinship, there was only fighting. Yeah, I'll ask you right now, just who is this Ling Yi? Feng Tianhu and the everyday sect were connected, and in fact, these ancient sects all had some sort of connection with each other. Chapter 3052. Heavenly Venerable Pure Star was the junior brother of Heavenly Venerable Pure Yang and Heavenly Venerable Pure Yin. He had the strength of a late-stage heaven rank. When Feng Tianhu was young, he had participated in the Ice Palace trial with him, and they had some contact later on. Pure Star, I'm Feng Tianhu from House Feng. Pure Star used to be Tianhu's friend, but he was a sky-class late phase now, much stronger than Tianhu. Naturally, he had to be polite to him. Empyrean was the title that the everyday sect gave to the current generation of disciples. In the past, Feng Tianhu had called Empyrean Pure Star, but now, he had to call him Empyrean to show his respect. Oh, Tianhu, what's the matter? Pure Star asked. It's like this, I heard that Zhang Naipeo has an enemy called Ling Yi. Do you know him? Tianhu asked. Ling Yi? Pure Star paused and remembered who Ling Yi was. Oh, the Ling Yi you're talking about is Lin Yi. Ling Yi is his alias. What's the matter? Ling Yi is Lin Yi? Feng Tianhu was shocked after hearing Chuanqing's words. Are you sure? Yeah, that's right. We all know about this. What, do you know Lin Yi? Pure Star asked. Heh. Ling Yi is Lin Yi? Tianhu gritted his teeth. But, he still said, it's nothing, I just wanted to ask around. Thanks. Oh, okay, if there's nothing else, I'm hanging up. Pure Star didn't have time to waste with Tianhu. He was half a step away from Sky Class late phase peak, and once that happened, he'd have the chance to step into Sky Class perfection. He'd be able to get a share of the pie in the Sky Class Island plan. After Feng Tianhu hung up the phone, his face darkened. Feng Nidian heard what Feng Tianhu said as well, so he quickly asked, Dad, you said that Ling Yi is Lin Yi? Feng Shipian's boss? That's right, it's him. Feng Tianhu nodded. Heavenly Venerable Pure Star wouldn't lie to me. It seems like it's definitely him. Damn it. Why did that Lin Yi help Feng Shipian and become his boss, then attack me in the Ice Palace's trial? Did he come to an agreement with Feng Shipian? Feng Nidian was furious, he always had the heart of a petty man jealous of the heart of a gentleman. Who knows, but I won't let this matter go so easily. I'm going to bring it up during the family meeting and let everyone know about it. Feng Tianhu said, although Feng Shipian has been stripped of his position as the heir of the young master, there's no guarantee. You're useless now. What if your grandfather decides to restore his position as the heir of the young master one day? That would be troublesome. That's right, I can't let Feng Shishou get what I can't. Nidian nodded and said hatefully, Dad, you have to help me deal with Lin Yi and Feng Shipian, I hate them. Nidian, don't worry, I'll take revenge for you. Feng Tianhu nodded. Today, two big things happened in House Feng. One was that Feng Nidian had awakened. This was supposed to be a joyous event for the ancient House Feng, but when they found out that Feng Shipian's boss, Lin Yi, was the one who crippled Nidian, the Fengs felt a little heavy in their hearts. Dad, Shipian actually took Lin Yi as his boss? Isn't that the same as taking a thief as his father? He's the one who crippled Nidian, the enemy of our ancient House Feng. Feng Tianhu was the first to speak up. Feng Tianlin frowned. He didn't expect things to turn out this way. Things in House Feng were getting out of his control. First, Feng Shipian was stripped of his position as heir of the young master, and now, Feng Tianhu was doing something that was even more disadvantageous to Feng Shipian. He was caught off guard. Originally, Feng Tianlin was prepared to talk to old Master Feng about restoring Feng Shipian's position as the successor of the young master. After all, Feng Shipian was the third-generation direct descendant of the ancient Feng family. If he wasn't allowed to be the successor of the young master, would the Feng family's lineage end? But now, Feng Tianhu made such a scandal, and Feng Tianlin couldn't do anything about it at all. It cut off Feng Tianlin's path of retreat. Feng Tianlin looked at his son, Feng Shipian. He was very angry. Of all the people he could have chosen to be his boss, why did he choose the enemy of the Feng family? Wasn't he just looking for trouble? Third uncle, what you said is a bit too much. How can I take a thief as my father? No matter how nice Feng Shipian was, he had to refute Feng Tianhu's harsh words, not to mention that he had implicated Lin Yi. First of all, if it wasn't for Lin Yi, I would have died in the heavenly elixir sex trial. He helped Nidian get a great recover pill to heal his injuries, and that's compensation for Nidian. Compensation? Nidian is now a cripple, how can you compensate him? A great recover pill is enough to compensate him? Are you kidding me, Feng Shipian? Are you out of your mind? How can this be the same? Feng Tianhu said angrily. Tianhu, Shipian isn't wrong. He previously crippled a disciple of our House Feng, and in the trial, he saved another disciple of our House Feng. We're even now. Feng Tianlin finally thought of a solution. Nidian and Shipian are both disciples of our ancient House Feng, and we're a whole. If you want to cause trouble for Lin Yi because of Nidian, isn't that repaying kindness with enmity? How will others look at our ancient Feng family? Feng Tianhu was speechless. He didn't think that Feng Tianlin would stand on the side of House Feng, and now that it was true, he couldn't refute it. Alright, stop arguing. This is a life for a life. Besides, Lin Yi helped Shipian get a great recover pill for Nidian, so let's forget about this for now. Old Master Feng waved his hand to stop the quarrel. He knew that Nidian wasn't going to make it, and he only had one grandson left, Feng Shipian. If he were to be killed, what would happen to House Feng? Yes. Feng Tianhu and Feng Tianlin nodded. Since old Master Feng had spoken, the matter was settled. Feng Tianhu had a lot of dissatisfaction in his heart, but he had no choice but to return to Nidian's room. Chapter 3053. Dad, how is it? Did you kick Feng Shipian out of House Feng and fire at Lin Yi? Nidian asked expectantly when he saw Tianhu. Nidian, things aren't as simple as you think. Your grandpa said that a life for a life. With that, Feng Tianhu repeated Grandpa Feng's words to Nidian. Your grandpa isn't muddled. He knows that Feng Shipian is the only third-generation descendant of House Feng. If Feng Shipian is completely suppressed, what will happen to House Feng in the future? So, it's very difficult to use Grandpa Feng's hands to deal with Feng Shipian. Besides, Lin Yi is helping us, the ancient House Feng, and if your grandpa doesn't agree, then I can't mobilize a large number of masters to deal with Lin Yi. Feng Shipian, I'm so pissed. Nidian gritted his teeth, but after a while, his eyes lit up. Dad, tell me the truth, other than me, do you have another son? You know all about it? Tianhu was taken aback as he looked at Nidian in shock. I knew about it a long time ago, but I didn't think too much of it after all. You wanted to raise me to be a part of House Feng, and that son, I guess, wants to help me in the future? That's right, Ran is a martial arts fanatic, and he doesn't really care about the power of the house. Of course, it's possible that he hasn't reached that level yet, and in his heart, he's just an orphan that I took in. He wouldn't want to fight for anything. Feng Tianhu nodded. If you get the position, I'll never tell him the truth, and I'll only let him be an elder of House Feng to help you, Dad. There's no need to explain all that, I understand. I'm crippled now, and I can't fight for the position of heir anymore. Can't we let your son take the position? I don't want to see Feng Shipian doing well. Nidian said. This. Unless there's something that can stop Feng Shipian from making a comeback, none of this is a big deal. Feng Tianhu sighed. It's hard. Although Lin Yi is the one who hurt you, Lin Yi is Lin Yi, and Lin Yi is Feng Shiliang. Although Lin Yi is Feng Shiliang's boss, there are two of them. There's no way to push the blame onto Feng Shiliang. Feng Nitian's face darkened after hearing Feng Tianhu's words. It was true that dragging Feng Shipian down with just this was a difficult task, but Feng Nitian wasn't willing to let it go just like that. He wanted to compete for the position of young family leader and suppress Feng Shipian, which was why he had participated in the Ice Palace trials. He had seen Feng Shipian as his mortal enemy since he was young, but he did not have any feelings for his half-brother, who he had never met before. So, he would rather let him take the position than let Feng Shipian do well. Besides, the most important thing was that Feng Shiliang was with Lin Yi. Feng Nidian didn't believe that Feng Shiliang didn't know that Lin Yi was the one who hurt him, but Feng Shiliang didn't report it, and even when the truth was exposed, he still protected Lin Yi. This made Feng Nidian furious. Dad, no matter what price I have to pay, I don't want Feng Shiliang to have a good life. I'd rather die than live in dishonor. Nidian, I know how you feel, but this isn't a matter of life and death. Even if we try our best to drag him down, we don't have any bargaining chips. Feng Tianhu, of course, wanted Feng Shiliang dead. As long as Feng Shiliang was dead, Feng Tianlin wouldn't have the heart to continue sitting on the position of heir. At that time, wouldn't it be a piece of cake for Feng Tianhu to get the position? But, it was a good idea, but it couldn't be realized. Old Feng was very smart, and normal things wouldn't be able to send Feng Shiliang to the 18th level of hell. Dad. I have an idea. Suddenly, a vicious light flashed across Feng Nitian's eyes. What idea? Feng Tianhu paused. If I die, Feng Shiliang will never be able to rise again. Nidian gritted his teeth. I don't want to live anyways, but Dad, you have to be ruthless. Poison me and blame it on Feng Shipian, and even if Grandpa suspects you, the crime of murdering his own brother will be enough to make him lose the heir position. Nidian gritted his teeth. I don't want to live anymore. Nidian. You. Feng Tianhu's eyes widened. He didn't expect Feng Nidian to be this crazy, using this method to frame Feng Shiliang. This was too ruthless, using his own life to harm others. Dad, you don't have to say anything, I've made up my mind. Feng Nidian waved his hand. I'm already a cripple, anyway. If I die a worthy death, I'll be able to ruin Feng Shiliang's life. Nidian, you have to understand that even if you die, you can't blame it on Feng Shiliang. Even if you're poisoned, it might not be because of the Great Recovery Pill. How can you blame it on him? You'll lose your life for nothing, it's not worth it, we have to think about this. Feng Tianhu's mouth twitched. Feng Nidian had gone crazy, he had reached a level where he would do anything for revenge. It was scary. Hee, Dad, think about it, if Feng Shiliang comes to see me and I take the poison, and I scream, Feng Shiliang, why did you poison me? Did Lin Yi send you? What would happen? Feng Nidian smiled darkly. At that time, even if Grandpa doesn't believe it, he'll be suspicious. I'm afraid that Feng Shiliang won't have the heir position anymore. Then, you can push out my brother that I've never met before, and Grandpa would be more than happy to let him be the heir, right? This. But that way, Nidian, you'll be sacrificing too much. All the benefits will go to Ran and I. Your death is not worth it at all. Feng Nidian was moved. He had to admit that this father and son duo were both ruthless. How is it not worth it? As long as Feng Shiliang dies, I'll be satisfied. Feng Nidian said. Dad, after I die, you have to help me get revenge on Lin Yi, kill him, and let me die a worthy death. Alright, I promise you. Feng Tianhu gritted his teeth and nodded. Don't worry, I'll help you ruin Feng Shiliang's reputation and kill Lin Yi. Chapter 3054. There was no meaning in living anymore, and it would only lead to a twisted mentality. It was dinner time, and logically speaking, Feng Nidian should be at the table after he woke up. After all, this dinner was specially prepared to celebrate Feng Nitian's recovery, but when the dishes were laid out and everyone was about to sit down, Feng Nitian didn't show up. Feng Tianhu walked over with a worried face. Father, Nidian isn't in a good mood. His arms are broken, and he can't practice heaven-defying arts anymore. He feels guilty and doesn't dare to come for dinner. Oh. Elder Feng paused. What's there to feel guilty about? Tianhu, try to persuade him again. Even without arms, he can still cultivate external mental cultivation methods. We, the ancient Feng family, can still find some external mental cultivation methods. When the time comes, he will still be able to achieve something. These words were actually a little hollow and pale. Without an arm, if he continued to cultivate external techniques, how far could he reach? Plus, Feng Nidian was past the best age to practice physical arts. Even if he practiced, he wouldn't be able to do much. He could strengthen his body, but it would be hard for him to step into the golden class. Someone like Faubert, who had both arms, was only a golden class master after so many years of practice. One could only imagine how hard it was to turn from the inside to the outside. So Feng Tianhu smiled bitterly. Father, I tried to convince him, but he's afraid that Shi Shui will laugh at him, so, why would I laugh at him? Shi Shui paused. How about this, Shi Shui, you go talk to Nidian. Elder Feng said after some thought. All right. Shi Shui didn't suspect anything. He walked out of the dining room and went to Nidian's room. He knocked on the door. Nidian, it's me. Oh, cousin, come in, the door isn't locked, Nidian said. Feng Shipian pushed the door open and entered Nidian's room. He was just about to say a few words to Nidian when he realized that Nidian's face was a little red. Heaven-defying, your complexion. Feng Shipian was startled and hurriedly asked. Cousin. I'm fine. I just woke up, so I'm a little hot. Nidian consumed the poison and calculated the time of his death. At this moment, he had Feng Tianhu's internal strength suppressing it, so the poison would take a longer time to act up. Oh, I see. Shipian nodded. If Nidian had just woken up, then his face would be red. Normally, people who had just woken up would have a red face. Cousin, tell me the truth. I was able to practice the heaven-defying arts, and I was the most famous person in the younger generation of House Feng. Have you ever been jealous of me? Have you ever wanted to kill me? Nidian asked. How is this possible? The more powerful you are, the happier I will be. The prosperity of our clan doesn't belong to one person, but to everyone. Only when everyone has strength can our ancient Feng clan be called the ancient Feng clan. Otherwise, we'll just be rogue cultivators. Feng Shipian shook his head and said resolutely. Really? How selfless of you. Nidian seemed to have expected Feng Shipian to say this, but, I think you're waiting for something to happen to me, and when that happens, you'll be able to take over, right? Nidian, how could you think like that? If I really wanted something to happen to you, why would I take the risk to help you get the great recovery pill? Shipian shook his head. Heh, that's hard to say. Nidian's face was red as he coughed. Feng Shipian, my cousin, you know that Lin Yi is the one who injured me, and you still call him boss. What are you planning? Nidian's face was red as he coughed. Feng Shipian, my cousin, you know that Lin Yi is the one who injured me, and you still call him boss. What are you planning? Do you dare say that you didn't know about this? Feng Shipian was silent. Nidian was right, he knew that it was Lin Yi who injured Nidian, but Feng Shipian knew Nidian's personality very well. If he didn't act tough first, he wouldn't be injured. But, as a member of the Feng clan, how could he say this? Forget it, let's not talk about this. Brother, can you get me a glass of water, I'm thirsty. Nidian pointed at the glass on the table. Okay. Feng Shipian nodded and took the glass on the table. I don't have hands, I'll have to rely on you to feed me. Nidian said. That's not a problem. Shipian carefully put the glass next to Nitian's mouth and let him drink. But after drinking the water, Feng Nidian waved his hand, signaling that he had drunk enough. Shipian put the cup back, but before he could turn around, he saw Feng Nidian spit out a mouthful of blood, staining the sheets and quilt red. The blood was all over the floor. There's poison in the water. Cousin, why did you do this to me? Nidian shouted, Ah. I know, it must be Lin Yi. Lin Yi asked you to kill him, right? Nidian, what are you talking about? What's wrong with you? Shipian was shocked. Feng Shipian. You killed me. I'm not done with you. Nidian shouted before his eyes rolled back and he breathed his last. Nitian's voice was very loud, and not far away, in the dining room of House Feng, everyone heard it clearly. Feng Tianhu's face changed, Feng Tianlin's face changed as well, and even Elder Feng's face changed. The three of them rushed into Nitian's room, and Shipian, on the other hand, was staring at the dead Nitian on the bed. How did Nitian die just like that? How did he die after drinking a mouthful of water? Nitian, what's wrong? Feng Tianhu was the first to rush into the room and saw Nitian on the bed with blood all over his mouth. He quickly hugged him and said angrily, Nitian, what's wrong with you? Why are you vomiting blood? Shipian, what's going on? Feng Tianlin ran into the room and asked Shipian. Father, I don't know what's going on. Nitian said he wanted to drink water, so I fed him a cup, and after he drank it, he vomited blood. Shipian didn't know what to do, things were out of his expectations, and he didn't know what to do. Tianhu, my condolences, Nitian is gone. Elder Feng walked over and checked on Nitian's condition. Nitian was dead, and he knew that there was nothing he could do, so he sighed and said to Feng Tianhu. Chapter 30:55. He sounded like he was about to cry. Against the heavens was fine just now. Why did he leave in such a short time? How is this possible? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Feng Shipian was a bit awkward. Nitian died in front of him, and although he wasn't responsible for it, he didn't know what to say. He could only speak carefully. Yeah, third uncle, we should figure out what happened to Nitian. Shipian, tell us, did you kill Nitian? Feng Tianhu glared at Feng Shipian and yelled, we heard everything that Nitian shouted just now. Don't deny it. Tell us, did you kill Nitian? Feng Shipian snorted. Feng Tianhu's question made Elder Feng and Feng Tianlin turn to look at Feng Shipian. Elder Feng was confused as well. He heard what Nitian said, so he wanted to see what Feng Shipian had to say. Feng Tianlin, on the other hand, believed that Feng Shipian couldn't have killed Nitian, but the problem was that others didn't believe him. Third uncle, don't be agitated, how could I kill Nitian? Feng Shipian smiled bitterly. Nitian wanted to drink water, so I gave it to him. Who knew? You mean, Nitian died on his own? It has nothing to do with you? Feng Tianhu snapped. This. Third uncle, what I mean is, I don't know how Nitian died, but it has nothing to do with me. Feng Shipian said with certainty. Nothing to do with you? I'll believe you just because you said it? I only believe my son. He said that the water was poisoned, and it was you who killed him. Feng Tianhu smiled coldly and looked at Elder Feng. Father, Feng Shipian murdered his own brother, what's the punishment? Tianlin, what do you think? Grandfather Feng also had a headache. He wasn't a detective, and he couldn't tell who was right or wrong in this matter. He couldn't find someone to solve the case, so he could only rely on his own opinion and ask others. Tianhu, you said it yourself, the water is poisoned. Does it mean that Shipian poisoned the water? Can't the water be poisoned from the start? Feng Tianlin looked at Feng Tianhu and asked. Poison from the start? How was this possible? Are you saying that I poisoned the water to kill Defying Tian? Feng Tianhu asked ferociously. That's hard to say. Feng Tianlin shook his head. I didn't say it. You said it yourself. Even a vicious tiger will not eat its cubs. How could I harm my son? I'm a moron. Feng Tianhu said angrily. Feng Tianlin, are you saying that you can also poison Feng Shipian, and father can also poison the two of us? Elder Feng frowned slightly. He knew Feng Tianhu's personality. It wasn't impossible for Feng Tianhu to push the blame onto Feng Shipian to suppress Feng Tianlin and Feng Shipian. After all, Feng Tianhu had been doing these things secretly all these years. Although Grandpa Feng didn't say anything and turned a blind eye, he knew that Feng Tianhu could do anything. He colluded with Feng Tianlin's wife, persecuted Feng Tianlin's first girlfriend, and repeatedly laid his hands on Feng Tianlin's illegitimate daughter. Grandpa Feng knew all of this. But he couldn't do anything about it. A house needed competition to develop. Without competition, there would be no sense of danger. Besides, Feng Tianlin's wife had a powerful background as well. She was the young miss of the ancient Dongfang house. The ancient Dongfang house was much stronger than the ancient Feng house, so the young miss of the Dongfang house had always been a powerful presence in the house. Even Grandpa Feng had to give her some face. But at this moment, everyone had their reasons. Feng Shipian was suspected to be the murderer, but in Grandpa Feng's eyes, Feng Nidian was a suspect as well. This cup of water was placed here, Feng Shipian came later. Tianhu, it's reasonable for me to suspect you. If you had placed a cup of poisonous water here, you could have framed Feng Shipian. Feng Tianlin said. How is that possible? How could I know that Defying Tian must drink water, and it must be when Feng Shipian went to see him? How could it be so coincidental? You're bullshitting. Feng Tianhu said. Do you think this is logical? How is it not logical? But, before Feng Tianlin could finish, Grandpa Feng's voice rang out. The water. There's no poison. Grandpa Feng picked up the cup and sniffed it for a long time. He came to a conclusion, but his face was a little ugly. Only the mouth of the cup, there's some poison. And only a small part of the side, this. Feng Shipian's face changed. This meant that the evidence was against him. There was no poison in the cup, which meant that the poison must have been smeared on the mouth of the cup, but only a small part of it. What did this mean? This meant that the person who poisoned him knew that Nidian wanted to drink water, and he even knew which side of the cup he wanted to drink from. Other than Feng Shipian, who could smear the poison on the side of Nidian's cup when he picked it up? Who else could do this? Of course, what Feng Shipian didn't know was that Feng Nidian smeared the poison on his lips. When he drank the water, he rubbed his lips twice when Feng Shipian wasn't paying attention. Feng Shipian, Feng Tianlin, what else do you want to say? Who poisoned him this time? Feng Tianhu roared. Grandpa, I didn't poison him. Feng Shipian knew that the evidence was against him, but he still defended himself. He didn't want to be killed for no reason. If it wasn't you, then who could it be? Grandpa Feng only believed in his own observation. As far as he was concerned, Feng Tianhu couldn't have poisoned Nidian, unless he knew the art of divination. Otherwise, how could he know that Nidian wanted to drink water, and how could Feng Shipian pick up the cup and give the poison side to Nidian? This wasn't realistic at all. If it wasn't Feng Tianhu, then who could it be? It couldn't be that Nidian killed himself, could it? Who would kill themselves for no reason? This was the most likely possibility, but it was eliminated as the most impossible. As far as everyone was concerned, there was no reason for Nidian to kill himself. Since he was embarrassed to see Feng Shipian, it meant that he still had a sense of shame. How could he kill himself just like that? Moreover, he committed suicide. Who gave him the poison? He didn't even have an arm, how could he take poison? Chapter 3056. Feng Tianlin was frowning as well. He didn't believe that Feng Shipian was the killer, but he couldn't find a reason to object. Shipian, tell Grandpa the truth, did you do it? If you admit it now, I'll let you off lightly, otherwise. Elder Feng seemed to have aged a few years in an instant. Although the fight for power in the family was heating up, Feng Tianhu couldn't kill Feng Shipian and Feng Tianlin in public. As for the illegitimate daughter and lover, they weren't considered part of the Feng family since they didn't return to the family. It was an unspoken rule to kill them. No. Feng Shipian knew that this answer would disappoint his grandpa. Who would believe him in a situation like this? But Feng Shipian still shook his head, denying it without hesitation. No. The rim of the cup is just right for you to have poisoned it. Only you could have done this. Old Master Feng sighed and said, good, very good. Tianlin, lock the poem in the west wing. I'll think about it before making a decision. Yes. Feng Tianlin had no choice but to nod. Father, Nidian died so tragically, you have to help him. He just woke up, and he still wanted to fight for the position of the young head, but he died just like that, what a shame. Feng Tianhu added oil to the fire, pointing out that Nidian still wanted to fight for the position of heir. This was the reason why Feng Shipian poisoned him. I said, lock Shipian up first, I'll think about it and make a decision. Elder Feng waved his hand. He couldn't kill Feng Shipian to avenge Nidian. After all, House Feng only had one grandson left, and if he died, there would be no heir for the ancient house. Yes. Feng Tianhu nodded his head in sorrow. He picked up Nitian's body and cried, Nitian, look, open your eyes and see, Grandpa is here for you, he won't let the murderer go. Feng Tianlin didn't believe that his son was the killer, but things were too complicated. If Feng Tianhu wasn't the killer, then who was? Who would frame Song? Old Master Feng shook his head, waved his hand, and said, disperse, the banquet is cancelled. It was supposed to be a celebratory banquet, but with Nitian's death, it was cancelled. The entire ancient house Feng fell into sorrow. Feng Tianlin sent Feng Shiliang to the west room. Although Feng Shiliang was under house arrest and wasn't allowed to go out, Feng Tianlin was still allowed to visit. Therefore, after Feng Tianlin sent Feng Shiliang in, he directly sat opposite Feng Shiliang. Shipang, tell me, are you the one who killed Nidian? Feng Tianlin was also curious, so he lowered his voice and asked, tell me the truth. I will never harm you. Dad. Don't you know my personality? If I had harmed him back then, why would I have gone to ask for the great recover pill for him? Shipian smiled bitterly, but the whole family doesn't believe me now, they all think that I killed Nidian. But why did I kill him? I risked my life to ask for the pill to save him, and then I killed him, didn't I have nothing better to do? Plus, he's a cripple now, there's no conflict of interest between us. If I killed him, wouldn't I be looking for trouble for myself? That's true, I think so too, but your grandpa already suspects you. Feng Tianlin sighed, this doesn't seem to be done by Tianhu, so who did it, Dad? I do have a suspect. Feng Shiliang calmed down and thought about it carefully, thinking of some clues. Oh? Who? Feng Tianlin was overjoyed and quickly asked. As long as they could find the suspect, Feng Shiliang's crime would be cleared, and Feng Shiliang might even get back his position as the heir of the house. It's Nidian himself. Feng Shiliang said word by word. What? Nidian himself? Feng Tianlin was taken aback. How could it be him? When I came in, his face didn't look normal, and he said a bunch of weird things to me. With that, Feng Shiliang repeated what Nidian said to him. If that's the case, it's possible that Feng Nidian took the poison himself and framed you. Feng Tianlin was enlightened, but where did Feng Nidian get the poison from? And he doesn't have hands, how did he take it? This. I'm afraid it's third uncle's cooperation. Feng Shiliang thought about it and analyzed, Nitian probably had the poison in his mouth, and that's why his face looked weird, but he didn't take it, so the poison didn't act up. Maybe third uncle used his pure chi to suppress it, so he was able to hold on for a while, and then he drank water and swallowed most of the poison in his mouth, and that's why he died. The poison on this cup was smeared on Nitian's lips. Although we've analyzed it, what's the point? Feng Tianlin couldn't help but sigh. Your grandpa won't believe you. Nitian's dead, and there's no proof. If you keep talking about this, he'll think that you're making it up to get out of this. Dad, it's fine, I'll stay here, I'll just treat it as training. Feng Shiliang was quite open-minded, and he could only take it one step at a time. And, don't worry, Shiliang, I'll do my best to get you out of this, Feng Tianlin said. At the same time, in Feng Tianlin's place, Feng Tianhu appeared. Just when everyone thought that Feng Tianhu was going to carry Nitian's body back and cry his heart out, Feng Tianhu appeared here. Sister-in-law. Feng Tianhu's face, other than the pain from before, was now extremely dark. He walked in front of a noble lady and called out. Tianhu? Why are you here? The noble lady was startled. She was Feng Shiliang's mother, Dongfang Xiaocui. Just now, the news of Feng Shiliang killing Nitian had reached Dongfang Xiaocui through her servants, so she was surprised to see Feng Tianhu here. Are you here to punish me? Chapter 3057. What, Tianhu, what do you want to say? Dongfang Xiaocui asked. I know, my life is over. I don't have anything left to think about. I want to take revenge on Shishan, but I don't dare. Even if I dare to offend Big Brother, I don't dare to offend you. Feng Tianhu said, right now, I just want to avenge Nitian and let him rest in peace. I also know that Shishan is the only bloodline left in the Feng family. No matter what, father won't do anything to him. So, Nitian died for nothing. I said, Tianhu, what do you want to say? Dongfang Xiaocui wasn't happy with her husband protecting Su Shihan, but Shishan was her son. Of course, she wasn't happy that Feng Tianhu was talking about her son. Even if they used to work together, she wouldn't be nice to Feng Tianhu. Are you complaining to me? So what if Shishan killed him? He's the grandson of the Dongfang family, how can you punish him just because you say so? To be honest, the Feng family doesn't have that ability. Of course. Sister-in-law, I didn't say I want to deal with Shishan. Feng Tianhu said bitterly, sister-in-law, let me finish. I mean, I can't do anything to Shishan, but I want to deal with my second brother. You want to deal with Tianlin? Do you think that's possible? Dongfang Xiaocui naturally liked Feng Tianlin. If it wasn't for that, why would she be so jealous and want to kill Su Shihan and her mother? No, what I mean is, I want to deal with Su Shihan. As long as Su Shihan dies, my second brother will definitely be sad. Then, I'll achieve my goal. Feng Tianhu said, I just want him to be sad. I lost a child, so he has to die too. Otherwise, the hatred in my heart won't be appeased. BR/O. You mean, you want to deal with Su Shihan? Dongfang Xiaocui paused. She wasn't as conflicted as before. She nodded, then what do you plan to do? Feng Tianhu's suggestion moved Dongfang Xiaocui. After all, Su Shihan was someone she had always wanted to kill. Feng Tianlin secretly cared about Su Shihan, and it made Dongfang Xiaocui very angry. How could she let go of such an opportunity? Besides, Nitian was most likely killed by his own son, Feng Shipian. If Feng Tianhu refused to let it go, even the Dongfang family wouldn't be able to interfere with the Feng family's matters. After all, this was their private matter. Dongfang Xiaocui was just trying to scare Feng Tianhu. Now, Feng Tianhu said that killing Su Shihan would appease his anger, a life for a life. This couldn't be any better. Thinking of this, Dongfang Xiaocui nodded. To be honest, she was also afraid that Feng Tianhu would pester Feng Shipian about the murder. The barefooted were not afraid of those who wore shoes. If Feng Tianhu went crazy and wanted to blow things up, then Feng Shipian would probably lose a layer of skin even if he didn't die. This was not what Dongfang Xiaocui wanted to see. Before, she was a little wary of working with Feng Tianhu. Although Dongfang Xiaocui was jealous, she still knew how to protect her son. How could Dongfang Xiaocui not know that Nitian wanted to fight for the young head position? So when working with Feng Tianhu, she always held back. But it was different now. Feng Nitian was dead, and Feng Shipian was the only third-generation descendant of House Feng. In the future, Elder Feng would definitely choose him as the young head. This was why Dongfang Xiaocui was willing to work with Feng Tianhu calmly. Second sister-in-law, you know that Nitian has just died. Second brother will definitely be on guard against me. Once I mobilize the Feng family's men, he will definitely find out. At that time, I'm afraid that it will be self-defeating. Big brother will find out about our plan before we even take action. So, I'm thinking if we can let the Dongfang family take action this time. Feng Tianhu's plan was to let Dongfang family deal with Su Shihan, and when Su Shihan died, Feng Tianlin would know that his wife killed his daughter. Then, there would definitely be a gap between him and Dongfang Xiaocui, and it would disturb his mental state. That would be the first blow. The second blow was that after killing Su Shihan, Feng Tianhu wouldn't give up. After so many years of careful investigation, he had found out about Feng Tianlin's first love. The second step was to let Dongfang Xiaocui's people take action and kill Feng Tianlin's first love. If he killed Feng Tianlin's first love first, then after Feng Tianlin and Dongfang Xiaocui's relationship turned sour, Dongfang Xiaocui might let Su Shihan go. After all, that bitch was already dead, leaving only a child. She couldn't compete with Dongfang Xiaocui for anything. Plus, she was a girl, and wouldn't threaten Feng Shipian's position in the family. Dongfang Xiaocui might let it go in order to not make Feng Tianlin angry. However, Feng Tianlin's first love was different. Even if Feng Tianlin and Dongfang Xiaocui had a bad relationship because of Su Shihan, Dongfang Xiaocui would still kill Su Shihan's mother. Feng Tianhu had already grasped Dongfang Xiaocui's jealousy very well. This woman would never allow Su Shihan's mother to live. Since they've already fallen out with Feng Tianlin, if Su Shihan's mother didn't die and let Feng Tianlin and her get back together, then what would Dongfang Xiaocui do? However, when Dongfang Xiaocui made her move the second time, Feng Tianhu would intentionally or unintentionally leak the news to Feng Tianlin. Although Feng Tianlin knew about it, he couldn't stop it. The only thing he could do was to send someone to stop it. Who should he send? In the ancient Feng family, Feng Tianlin was the same as Feng Tianhu. There was a limit to the number of masters he could use. The stronger masters were all controlled by Old Man Feng. Feng Tianlin couldn't personally protect Su Shihan's mother, so he could only send Feng Shipian. This way, he could pretend to cooperate with Dongfang Xiaocui and send people or hire assassins from Yellow Springs sect to kill Feng Shipian. This was the third attack. Su Shihan's mother, and Feng Shipian were all dead. Feng Tianhu didn't believe that no matter how strong Feng Tianlin was, he would still have the heart to care about some family matters. As long as he was dispirited, then Feng Tianhu could take advantage of the situation and find a suitable opportunity to push his son, Feng Yiran, in front of Old Master Feng, and let Feng Yiran succeed. After Feng Yiran ascended and became the successor of the young patriarch, wouldn't the position of the young patriarch belong to him, Feng Tianhu? Chapter 3058. This plan was closely linked to each other. It could not be said that it was not sinister. However, with Dongfang Xiaocui's intelligence, she would never have thought of so much. She would never have thought that her crazy jealousy would cause her to cooperate with Feng Tianhu and personally prepare to push her son and husband into the abyss. From Dongfang Xiaocui's perspective, no one would be able to threaten her position if they were all dead. Dongfang family? That's not impossible. Dongfang Xiaozui thought about it. But if you let Dongfang family do it, you have to keep it a secret. I don't want Tianlin to know that it was me. Of course, sister-in-law, we've worked together so many times. You still don't trust me? Don't worry, as long as Su Shihan is dead, then the scar in my heart will be healed. I won't have anything to worry about anymore. I won't stop Shimei from taking over. You said it. I'll remember it. If you go back on your words, our Dongfang family won't let you go. Dongfang Xiaozui threatened. Of course, of course. Feng Tianhu laughed coldly inside. Dongfang family? No matter how strong you were, you wouldn't start a war with the ancient Feng family for Dongfang Xiaozui's daughter. After all, every ancient family or sect had their own rules. If an outsider interfered, didn't that mean that anyone could interfere? These rules were all hidden, and no one would break them. Alright, I got it. I'll arrange for a few Earth-class late-phase peak masters to go. Dongfang Xiaozui said. That's good. Sister-in-law, I'll be leaving now. Feng Tianhu didn't dare linger. If Feng Tianlin came back and saw him plotting with Dongfang Xiaozui, then his plan wouldn't be able to continue. Feng Tianlin came back not long after Feng Tianhu left. Dongfang Xiaozui put down her phone and pretended to be very concerned. Tianlin, I heard that something happened to Shimei. What happened? Is she alright? Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Feng Tianlin clearly didn't want to say too much. He still didn't trust Dongfang Xiaozui. This woman had brought people to beat up Su Shihan's mother. How could Feng Tianlin trust her? It was just that Dongfang Xiaozui's identity made him helpless, and Dongfang Xiaozui truly loved him. Other than Su Shihan's matter, she performed well in everything else, so Feng Tianlin had been with her until now. It's great that you're fine. Dongfang Xiaozui heaved a sigh of relief, and then she said, Tianlin, we haven't been intimate in a long time. I'm going to take a bath. Then, Dongfang Xiaozui winked at Feng Tianlin and walked towards the bathroom. Dongfang Xiaozui was trying her best to please Feng Tianlin. If Su Shihan died and Feng Tianlin found out, what would Dongfang Xiaozui do? So she wanted to please Feng Tianlin in advance. Even if Feng Tianlin found out, he wouldn't be able to do anything about it. She was prepared to crazily please Feng Tianlin these few days. One had to say that Dongfang Xiaozui took good care of herself. She was the young miss of the ancient Dongfang family. The Dongfang family was also one of the strongest families in the ancient era. They also had a few face-preserving pills. Although Dongfang Xiaozui wasn't a sky-class master, she still used the pill, so she was still quite beautiful. She also had the elegance and charm of a mature woman. That flirtatious look made Feng Tianlin's lower body burn. Feng Tianlin wasn't in a good mood. It was good to vent it out with Dongfang Xiaozui. He took a deep breath and took off his clothes, preparing to take a bath. But at this time, Dongfang Xiaozui's phone rang. Do. If it was any other time, Feng Tianlin wouldn't be in the mood to look at Dongfang Xiaozui's phone. But today, maybe because he was in a bad mood, he picked up Dongfang Xiaozui's phone and read the message. Got it, little sister. I've been wanting to send people to deal with her for a long time. Not Weak is interested in her. I'll let Not Weak bring people to deal with her. We'll play with her first, then kill her. The person who replied was Dongfang Xiaozui's big brother, Dongfang Jinxing. Not Weak was his younger son, Dongfang Bushui. His eldest son, Dongfang Bushui, died in the Heavenly Elixir sex trial. Feng Tianlin knew about it, but he didn't have much contact with the Dongfang family, so he didn't ask much. But at this moment, Dongfang Jinxing's message made Feng Tianlin confused. Who was Dongfang Bushui interested in? Who was he going to deal with? What play with her first, then kill her? Out of curiosity, Feng Tianlin read the text messages between Dongfang Xiaozui and Dongfang Jinxing. However, as soon as he read them, cold sweat started dripping down his forehead. His eyes were spitting fire. The text messages from before had infuriated him to no end. Because the previous message was Dongfang Xiaocui asking Dongfang Jingxing to deal with Su Shihan. She even asked Dongfang Jingxing to send a group of Earth-class masters to deal with Su Shihan. This made Feng Tianlin sweat. Dongfang Xiaocui. Feng Tianlin's eyes were spitting fire. Although the message wasn't much, it was a big deal. Feng Tianlin's previous thoughts were all gone. He owed Su Shihan a lot. Plus, as the young master, he couldn't let Su Shihan return to the Feng family. He couldn't let her return to the Feng family. He couldn't let her return to the family. Now that Feng Tianlin knew that Dongfang Xiaocui wanted to kill Su Shihan, he was furious. He didn't take good care of Su Shihan. He couldn't give her fatherly love. He even caused her to be separated from her mother at a young age. Her mother's life and death were unknown. This was enough to make Feng Tianlin sad. How could he tolerate what happened today? While Feng Tianlin was fuming with anger, Dongfang Xiaocui had already finished her shower and walked out of the bathroom. She didn't know that Feng Tianlin already knew about her plan to assassinate Su Shihan. She even said to Feng Tianlin gently, "Tianlin, it's your turn to shower, I'll wait for you on the bed." Wait? Wait for my daughter to be killed by you? Feng Tianlin said coldly. Tianlin. You. What are you talking about? What do you mean by your daughter being killed? Dongfang Xiaocui jumped in fright. Her face turned pale. But she still argued, "Tianlin, I don't understand what you're talking about. Didn't we agree that we were going to make out?" Chapter 3059. I. Dongfang Xiaocui was completely dumbfounded. She was actually a woman without a mind of her own. Even if she wanted to kill someone, she didn't know how to hide it. She thought that Feng Tianlin wouldn't see her message, but she didn't expect him to really see it. She didn't know how to explain herself. Dongfang Xiaocui, I know that you've always wanted to kill Su Shihan, but she's innocent. No matter what, she's my daughter. She doesn't even know about all this. Why can't you tolerate her? She can't threaten your position, and she can't threaten Feng Shipian's position. Why do you have to chase after her? What Tianhu did before, I'm afraid it has something to do with you, right? Feng Tianlin wasn't stupid, he knew that Feng Tianhu was behind Su Shihan's assassination, but it was impossible to say that Dongfang Xiaocui wasn't involved. I'm sorry, Tianlin. Dongfang Xiaocui hated Su Shihan, but she didn't want to ruin the relationship between husband and wife. Feng Tianlin's words made her feel that Su Shihan's death wouldn't affect anything. A girl couldn't compete with Feng Shipian for the head of the house, and she wasn't Feng Tianlin's lover either. She was just the daughter of that lover, it didn't matter. But Dongfang Xiaocui was worried about Feng Shihan's safety, so she could only tell Feng Tianlin why she wanted to kill Su Shihan. Tianlin, listen to me, I'm doing this for Shihan. For Shipian? Feng Tianlin frowned and asked coldly, what do you mean? What does it have to do with Shipian? Let's see what excuses you can come up with. It's like this. Tianhu said that Shipian killed Nidian, and he said that he wants to pay with his life. He wants to kill one of your children before he can be at ease. As long as Su Shihan is dead, he won't pursue Shipian's crime anymore. Dongfang Xiaocui didn't dare hide anything and said what Feng Tianhu said. What a woman. Feng Tianlin didn't know whether to laugh or cry, but he was more angry. You believe what he said, do you have a brain? Feng Nidian wasn't killed by Feng Shipian. It wasn't a big deal in the first place. Even if he killed them, father wouldn't be able to do anything to him. He's the only bloodline left in the ancient Feng family. If he died, our ancient Feng family would be finished. Do you think that's possible? Dongfang Xiaocui stammered, not knowing what to say. Tell your brother to cancel this plan right now. Feng Tianlin yelled. Oh. Okay. Dongfang Xiaozui quickly picked up her phone and dialed her brother Dongfang Jingxing's number. Little sister, did you receive my message? I told the old man about this matter and he agreed. You should know that the old man doesn't care about his grandson anymore, he is very fond of him. He decided not to send an Earth rank expert and directly sent an early Heaven rank expert. How about it? You should be relieved now, right? Su Shihan, that little bitch, is dead for sure. Dongfang Jingxing picked up the phone and said excitedly before Dongfang Xiaozui could say anything. Dongfang Xiaozui froze and quickly said, Big brother, cancel this plan, don't kill Su Shihan, don't send anyone. Little sister, what do you mean? Why did you cancel it? Dongfang Jingxing paused. Big brother, Tianlin found out. I don't want to fight with him, so cancel it. Dongfang Xiaozui still cared a lot about Feng Tianlin. Little sister, I'm telling you, Buqiu already knows about this, and so does our father. He's already ordered to send people, but you suddenly cancelled it. Do you think Buqiu will just let it go? Do you think that father's words are just for show? Dongfang Jingxing changed the topic. I'm sure you know father's character, right? He's a man of his word, and no one can refute his words. Neither you nor I can. Besides, after Buqiu goes, the old man loves Buqiu a lot. Even if Buqiu wants the stars in the sky, the old man will think of a way. Do you think Buqiu will stop just because you cancelled it? You aroused his interest, the old man will make his wish come true no matter what. This. Dongfang Xiaozui was dumbfounded. She understood Dongfang Jingxing's words. She knew the old man Dongfang's personality very well. Once the old man Dongfang made up his mind, he wouldn't change it. Moreover, it involved Dongfang Buqiu. This meant that the matter was set in stone, and there was no way to change it. Okay, little sister, you talk to brother-in-law. It's just an illegitimate daughter, let it go. He doesn't want the old man to be unhappy, right? Dongfang Jingxing said, if there's nothing else, I'll hang up. You try to persuade him. Okay. Dongfang Xiaozui was helpless and could only hang up. The room was very quiet, so Feng Tianlin heard the conversation between Dongfang Jingxing and Dongfang Xiaozui clearly. He was a little lost. He didn't expect things to develop to this point. Now that old Master Dongfang had intervened, it wasn't something normal people could do anything about. Unless old Master Feng could make a phone call and mediate, there was no turning back. But the main problem was that Feng Tianlin couldn't ask old Master Feng for help. Su Shihan hadn't returned to the family, and she was a girl. Old Master Feng couldn't offend old Master Dongfang for her. Also, when Feng Shipian was poisoning Nidian, Feng Tianlin and old Master Feng wouldn't ask old Master Feng for help no matter what. Tianlin, I've tried my best, but my father, you know. Dongfang Xiaozui looked at Feng Tianlin weakly. Humph. Feng Tianlin was so angry that he snorted coldly. You can't do anything right, old woman. Tianlin, I'm wrong. Dongfang Xiaozui could only apologize carefully. Wrong? What's the use of being wrong? Feng Tianlin waved his hand impatiently and left the room. He was very annoyed. This matter was ruined by Dongfang Xiaozui, and since he couldn't change it, he had to think of a countermeasure. Chapter 3060. So for this matter, either Feng Shipian did it himself, or he had to find a powerful bodyguard for Su Shihan. Sanhuang was obviously not qualified. His strength was child's play in front of a heaven-class master. But Feng Shipian couldn't leave the Feng family. If he did, people who didn't know would think that he ran away. So Feng Tianlin could only help Su Shihan find a bodyguard through other channels. Feng Tianlin more or less understood Dongfang Burui's personality. This kid was a devil incarnate. If he couldn't get what he wanted, then he would continue to pester others. So, if Su Shihan didn't have a powerful bodyguard, then she would be in danger. But where could he find a heaven-class master to be a bodyguard? It had to be known that heaven stage experts had their own pride. Which heaven stage expert would be a bodyguard for a singer from the secular world? Even if this singer was the illegitimate daughter of the ancient Feng family, it was still not enough. Those heaven rank experts were all hanger-ons of some clans. Letting them carry out a mission once in a while and giving them the corresponding benefits was enough. But letting them be a bodyguard by one person's side, this was something that Feng Shipian couldn't do. Perhaps only when Old Master Feng personally gave the order would a few heaven-ranked elders of the family be allowed to become bodyguards. Feng Tianlin didn't have that power. However, Feng Tianlin had no other choice. He could only try anything in a desperate situation. He knew of a mission posting platform in the secular world. With an attitude of giving it a try, Feng Tianlin filled in his requirements on it. Bodyguard, Heaven Class Master. The protected target can follow the bodyguard. Move around in the city where the bodyguard is active. Monthly salary of 100 million. After thinking for a while, Feng Tianlin changed his requirements again and again. He tried to make the requirements as loose as possible. He knew that heaven-class masters had pride and temper. It wasn't realistic to expect him to follow behind Su Shihan as a bodyguard. He could only let Su Shihan follow by her side. Let Su Shihan move her work to the city where the heaven-class masters could move around. This was also a form of respect to the heaven-class master. And the monthly salary of 100 million seemed like an astronomical figure, but it wasn't high at all. Which family's hangers-on didn't take up more than this amount of resources? 100 million was still a small amount. It's just that he didn't know if heaven-rank powerhouses would be able to see this kind of mission-posting platform in the secular world. But Feng Tianlin was extremely anxious, so he could only use this method to post the mission. After all, in the ancient era, only the blood-clothed Yellow Springs sect could be hired. Although it was possible to hire them to kill people, it was impossible to hire them as bodyguards. However, what surprised Feng Tianlin was that in less than half an hour after his mission was posted, there was actually a response. The phone number he left actually rang. If the possibility of a wrong number was ruled out, this call was definitely from the person who had accepted the mission. This was because this was an infrequent phone number. There were almost no people who knew this phone number. Moreover, a call came in not long after the phone was turned on, so it could only be through the mission release platform. Thinking of this, Feng Tianlin picked up the phone excitedly. "Hello. It's Mr. Su, right?" A deep male voice came from the other side of the phone. "Yes, it's me." Feng Tianlin was even more excited. Mr. Su was a surname he casually made up on the mission posting website. It seemed that the other party was indeed calling for this matter. "I can accept the mission conditions you proposed, but the monthly salary is a little low. Increase it a little." The other party went straight to the point. This. Feng Tianlin also knew that 100 million was really not a lot for a heaven-rank powerhouse, but he didn't have much private money either. He couldn't let the ancient Feng family pay for it, right? So, after hesitating for a moment, he said, "How about 150 million? "Okay, 150 million, but I have to add some cultivation resources. Whatever I need, you have to do your best to help me find it." The other party thought about it and agreed. "This is not a problem. As long as you do your best to protect my daughter, finding some cultivation resources is not a problem." Feng Tianlin agreed readily. To him, finding cultivation resources was easier than asking him to pay another 50 million. "Then there's no problem. I'll accept your mission now," the other party said. "Wait, how can I believe you? Are you a heaven-rank powerhouse?" Feng Tianlin asked with some hesitation. It wasn't that Feng Tianlin was suspicious, but things were going too smoothly. Not long after he posted the mission, someone answered, and he even met the conditions. One must know that Feng Tianlin was looking for a heaven-rank powerhouse, not an ordinary assassin. He actually found one just like that. It made him feel a little unbelievable. I'm not a heaven-rank powerhouse, but the person I sent is a heaven-rank powerhouse in the early stage. The other party said. Oh. That's fine, but let's make it clear that if it's not a heaven-rank powerhouse in the early stage, I won't fulfill my promise. Feng Tianlin was afraid of encountering a scammer, so he declared in advance. Anyway, although Feng Sanhuang wasn't a very powerful master, he could distinguish a heaven-rank powerhouse. If the other party was a fake, Feng Sanhuang wouldn't confirm it, and Feng Tianlin wouldn't transfer the money to him. Okay, pay after we meet. The other party said very straightforwardly. Okay, then how do we contact him? Feng Tianlin asked. I will let him call you to set up a location. The other party said, okay, I'll accept your mission. After that, the other party hung up the phone, and Feng Tianlin also saw that on the computer, the mission he posted was also accepted by someone. Feng Tianlin subconsciously clicked on the level and credibility of the person who accepted the mission, but when he saw it, he was shocked. The mission completion rate was actually 100%, and it was the highest level crown assassin in the Mission Commission network. Could it be true? Although Feng Tianlin didn't believe that a heaven-rank powerhouse could appear in a Mission Commission network in the secular world, this person didn't seem to be a scammer. Such a high level. With a 100% mission completion rate, there was no need to ruin his reputation because of this mission. After all, 150 million was not a small amount, but it wasn't a lot either. Many of the assassination missions here could reach tens of millions of rewards. Since this person had such a high mission completion rate, he definitely wasn't someone who hadn't seen money before. Therefore, Feng Tianlin was full of confidence in this bodyguard. Chapter 3061. After all, this matter was caused by Dongfang Xiaocui. Feng Tianlin wanted Feng Shipian to be more vigilant. The only thing that made Feng Tianlin happy was that Dongfang Xiaocui was an idiot, but Feng Shipian wasn't. Although he looked gentle, he was actually a very shrewd person. Arriving at Feng Shipian's room, Feng Tianlin quickly opened the door and walked in. Dad, you're here. Feng Shipian didn't feel that being under house arrest was a kind of torture. Instead, he cultivated peacefully. Seeing that Feng Tianlin came, Feng Shipian nodded to him and continued to cultivate. Shipian, there's something I need to tell you. Can you help me analyze it? What precautions should I take? Feng Tianlin could see that Feng Shipian wasn't an ordinary person after Feng Shipian returned safely from the Heavenly Elixir sex trial. Although he was a good person, he wasn't a good person. Oh. What's wrong? Or is it because of the heaven-defying matter? Feng Shipian quickly stopped cultivating and looked up. It's like this, your mother, that old woman, can't do anything right. She's causing trouble for me. Feng Tianlin said angrily, it's like this. When Feng Shipian heard about his mother's actions, he furrowed his brows. He didn't approve of his mother's actions, but he could only smile helplessly and say, Father, don't be angry. It's not like you don't know that mother is like this. You understood this from the day you married her, sigh. Yeah, if I wasn't too weak, I would have rejected the marriage, but Feng Tianlin was a weak person compared to Feng Tianlong. His brother Feng Tianlong rejected the marriage and went to find his true love. This was something Feng Tianlin envied, but he didn't dare to do. But now, it was too late for him to regret. It was too late for him to regret. He could only take it one step at a time. Fortunately, I have you as my son. You didn't disappoint me. This was the only thing Feng Tianlin was glad about. Dad, let's not talk about this first. How are you going to deal with it? Feng Shipian waved his hand and asked Feng Tianlin, Sister Shirhan is in danger. The opponent is an early-stage heaven-class master. Only I can deal with it personally. But I can't leave now. If I want to leave, I'm afraid second uncle won't agree. I can't take it either. This is also what I wanted to discuss with you. Feng Tianlin said, it's like this, I found a bodyguard for Sherpian. This bodyguard is an early-stage heaven rank expert. What? Heaven rank initial stage? Dad, are you kidding me? How could an early-stage heaven rank powerhouse be someone else's bodyguard? Feng Shipian suddenly felt that this matter was absolutely impossible, because wasn't it too ridiculous? Which heaven stage early stage expert doesn't cultivate well? And to earn money from being a bodyguard in the secular world? Even if he had to work for others, it would be to become a follower of a large clan and obtain some cultivation resources. At first, I also found it strange. But the other party said it so confidently. Then, Feng Tianlin told Feng Shipian everything that had happened. When Feng Shishou heard this, he also felt that it was a little strange. He didn't look like a swindler, but I still couldn't figure it out. This matter was probably not that reliable. According to what you said, even if this person is an early-stage heaven rank expert, he is only a loose cultivator. It is impossible for him to deal with an early-stage heaven rank expert from the Dongfang clan. You have to know that at the heaven rank level, the gap between practitioners is very obvious, especially between loose cultivators and practitioners from aristocratic families. You're right. Feng Tianlin couldn't help but frown. Indeed, Feng Shipian was right. How could the heaven stage experts of the secular world be the same as the heaven stage experts of the ancient sects? Not to mention the secular world, even an ancient sect's heaven rank expert was different from a hidden aristocratic family's heaven rank expert. Thinking of this, Feng Tianlin, who had just heaved a sigh of relief, became nervous again. Then what should we do? Shipian, this is the only method I can think of now. It is not realistic to find a powerful heaven rank expert in a short period of time. I have a suitable candidate, but I'm not sure if he'll be willing to help. Feng Shipian hesitated for a moment before speaking. Although he was a little embarrassed to ask for help, he had no choice but to do so for the sake of his sister. Oh. Who is it? Feng Tianlin quickly asked. Boss Lin Yi. Feng Shipian said. Lin Yi? Feng Tianlin was slightly stunned. Yes. If Boss Lin Yi can make a move, then killing that early-stage heaven rank expert in a second won't be a problem. Feng Shipian nodded and said with certainty, Boss Lin Yi could instantly kill a mid-stage heaven rank expert when he was at the peak late stage of Earth class. Now that he is at the early stage, dealing with an early-stage heaven rank expert won't be a problem. Shipian, can you invite Mr. Lin Yi? Feng Tianlin heard Feng Shipian's words and immediately realized that Lin Yi was the most suitable candidate. A normal early-stage heaven rank expert was definitely not a match for the Dongfang family's early-stage heaven rank expert, but Lin Yi could instantly kill them. Even a higher-level heaven rank expert wouldn't be a problem for Lin Yi. If such a powerful person was invited, wouldn't Su Shihan be safe? I'll try, but I don't have full confidence. Feng Shipian hesitated for a moment and said. Okay, then immediately call Mr. Lin Yi. As for the reward, we will not miss a single cent. If he has any conditions, just say it. Feng Tianlin quickly said. I'll call him now. Feng Shipian nodded and took the phone from Feng Tianlin. He dialed Lin Yi's number, but Lin Yi's line was busy. At this moment, Lin Yi was receiving a call from Old Lin. Little Yi, I received a mission for you. Old Lin's voice sounded from the other side of the phone. Oh. What mission? Old Lin's random words made Lin Yi, who had just picked up the phone, startled. He didn't know what Old Lin was talking about. I say, old man, what are you talking about? Little Yi, didn't you ask me to help you get a mission? Do you want to earn money? Old Lin asked in return, could it be that you don't lack money now? I do. What mission? Lin Yi suddenly remembered that he did ask old Lin to help him get a mission. It was just that Lin Yi had been at ease for too long and didn't realize it. Chapter 3062. Bodyguard? Lin Yi frowned slightly. This is a long-term mission. Although the reward is quite high, aren't there any short-term assassination missions? Although it seems that I don't have any enemies for the time being, I'm still worried about leaving the East Ocean Mansion for a long time. Don't worry, I've already considered this for you. The other party's mission requirements are very simple. They only require the bodyguard to be a heaven stage master, and the target to be protected can accommodate the bodyguard and follow the bodyguard to the bodyguard city. This way, you don't have to leave East Ocean City and can directly complete the mission here. Old Lin explained. Oh. There's such a good thing? Lin Yi was a little surprised. However, since the other party requires the bodyguard to be a heaven stage master, the target to be protected must not be simple, right? This mission shouldn't be that easy to complete, right? The enemy that I have to deal with is probably not weak, right? I'm not sure about this. I'll tell you the other party's phone number, and you can discuss the details with him. Old Lin said. Moreover, in addition to a fixed monthly salary, you can also ask for some cultivation resources from him. The other party agreed without hesitation. I guess the identity of the other party is not simple. Okay, I got it, old man. Send me his phone number. Lin Yi nodded. Although this mission was definitely not simple, Lin Yi was in need of money. This mission was very suitable. He didn't have to leave East Ocean City to complete the mission, so why not? Lin Yi hung up the phone and waited for old Lin's text. However, during this time, Lin Yi's phone rang again. Lin Yi thought it was still old Lin calling. However, when he looked at the caller ID, it was actually an unfamiliar number. Hello? Hello? Lin Yi picked up the phone politely because he didn't know the person on the other side. Boss, it's me. I'm Feng Shipian. On the other side of the phone, a voice that Lin Yi was familiar with came. This call was naturally from Feng Shipian. Previously, Lin Yi's phone didn't go through. He dialed again and again until Lin Yi and old Lin ended the call. The first thing he did was to call Lin Yi. Poems. Lin Yi was slightly surprised by Feng Shipian's call. In his opinion, after Feng Shipian went back, it would be difficult to contact him. Long time no see. How have you been? Boss, I'm calling this time because I need your help with something. After saying this, Qin Feng's face darkened. Even Feng Shipian himself felt a little embarrassed. He hadn't contacted Lin Yi for a long time. As soon as he contacted her, he wanted to ask for Lin Yi's help. This made Feng Shipian a little embarrassed. What is it? Tell me. Lin Yi was straightforward. Lin Yi had always treated these little brothers very well. Lin Yi was straightforward. This made Feng Shipian even more embarrassed. However, Feng Shipian had no choice. If he didn't ask Lin Yi, he really didn't know who to ask. He could only bite the bullet and said, Boss Lin Yi, it's like this. I want to ask you to protect someone's safety. What? Ask me to protect someone's safety? Lin Yi was stunned. Wasn't this too much of a coincidence? Old man Lin had just accepted a mission to be his bodyguard, and Feng Shipian came to ask for his help. If it were any other time, Lin Yi would naturally agree. However, now that Lin Yi had accepted the mission, how could Lin Yi agree? Therefore, Lin Yi was in a dilemma. He wanted to refuse, but it wasn't good for him to refuse. Boss, don't worry. The reward will not be a penny less. Feng Shipian heard Lin Yi's shocked tone and quickly added. Shipian, it's not that I don't want to promise you, but I have other things to do. I have to protect someone else's safety. I'm afraid I can't promise you. Lin Yi said with a bitter smile, this is a coincidence, I see. Feng Shipian was a little disappointed, but he didn't force it. Since Lin Yi said that he had something to do and had to protect someone else, what else could Feng Shipian say? He could only say, it doesn't matter. I'll think of another way. Boss, you go ahead, okay. Lin Yi also said apologetically, there's really no other way this time. After hanging up the phone, Feng Shipian smiled bitterly and conveyed Lin Yi's words to Feng Tianlin. After Feng Tianlin heard it, he was also a little disappointed. He didn't understand Lin Yi, so he said to Feng Shipian, Shipian, maybe Mr. Lin Yi didn't want to help, so he found an excuse. How can there be such a coincidence? Dad, you don't understand Lin Yi, boss. Boss Lin Yi must have something to do. It's not what you think. Feng Shipian understood Lin Yi, so he defended Lin Yi. Forget it. Let's put our hopes on my bodyguard. Feng Tianlin smiled noncommittally, but he didn't argue with Feng Shipian. Feng Shipian still wanted to explain something, but at this moment, Feng Tianlin's phone rang again. Lin Yi didn't lie to Feng Shipian. Old man Lin gave him the task, and he had to execute it. Otherwise, it would affect Old man Lin's credibility as a manager. This task was actually posted by Feng Tianlin himself. It was just that Lin Yi didn't know about it, and neither did Feng Tianlin and Feng Shipian. However, because the phone number that Feng Tianlin gave to Old man Lin was not the same phone number that Feng Shipian used just now, Lin Yi didn't realize that these two people were the same person. He still followed the agreement and dialed Feng Tianlin's number to discuss the specific details of the task. Hello. Feng Tianlin didn't know Lin Yi's number, so he picked up the phone without thinking much. Is this Mr. Su? Lin Yi asked politely. It's me. You are. Feng Tianlin also guessed that the person who called was most likely the bodyguard he found on the task commission website. I am the bodyguard you are looking for. Lin Yi said, now, I want to confirm the specific details. Okay, Mr. Bodyguard, please speak. Feng Tianlin didn't know Lin Yi's surname, so he could only call him Mr. Bodyguard. First of all, I want to confirm the gender, age, occupation, and lifestyle of the person to be protected. Lin Yi asked. Since it is a cooperation, then I won't hide it from you. Feng Tianlin said, the person you need to protect is a girl. She is 20 years old this year, and she is a celebrity. Chapter 3063. I will ask her to cancel it as much as possible. If she really can't cancel it, I will discuss with you in advance. What do you think? Feng Tianlin asked. To be honest, Lin Yi didn't want to be a celebrity's bodyguard. If she was a celebrity, she couldn't live in his villa. After all, she was a public figure. Whether she was willing to live with him or not was another matter. Moreover, Lin Yi had to follow the celebrity around for activities. However, the employer said that he could ask the celebrity to cancel the activities as much as possible. It seemed that she wasn't a big celebrity. It shouldn't be a problem for them to live together. Thus, he said, for the safety of the protected, I hope she can live with me. Can you do this? Live together. Feng Tianlin wasn't afraid of anything else. He was just afraid that Lin Yi would steal what he was guarding. His daughter was a big celebrity. An old moat that leads to the latent locust tree, denouncing the frequent coaxing of the common people, where can one go to reason? The other party was a heaven-class master, it's for the convenience of protecting her. After all, if she doesn't live here, I'll have to live with her. It's just a matter of getting used to it. Lin Yi didn't know about Feng Tianlin's concerns. He thought that Feng Tianlin wasn't used to it. After all, Lin Yi didn't even know what the celebrity looked like. Maybe she was ugly. Lin Yi knew that some celebrities were even worse than ordinary people after removing their makeup. So, Lin Yi didn't have that kind of thought at all. This is true. Feng Tianlin thought about it carefully. It was true. He found a bodyguard for Su Shirhan. If they didn't stay together at night, how could the Dongfang family protect his daughter? Thinking of this, Feng Tianlin nodded and said, "That's fine. But, is there anyone else at your place? I'm afraid my daughter won't be used to it." "Yes." Lin Yi was a little impatient. He accepted this task. It was just that he lacked money. But he was a heaven-class master. He still had some temper. "Mr. Su, since you want a heaven-class master, you should be considered as someone in the cultivation world. Don't you think that it's good enough that I'm protecting your daughter? What is there to be picky about?" "This." Feng Tianlin smiled bitterly. Indeed. The person he hired wasn't an ordinary bodyguard, but a heaven-ranked master. He couldn't treat him like a normal bodyguard. Thinking of this, Feng Tianlin quickly apologized. "I'm sorry, Mr. Bodyguard, I'm just thinking for my daughter, please forgive me." "All right, you can let your daughter or someone close to her contact me directly," Lin Yi said. "All right. How should I address you, sir?" Feng Tianlin asked. "Ling Yi, this is my phone number. You should be able to see it." Lin Yi didn't leave his real name. This was the name Lin Yi used when doing missions. Therefore, Lin Yi still used it out of habit. "All right. Mr. Ling Yi." Feng Tianlin nodded and hung up the phone. "Ling Yi?" Feng Shipian was taken aback. Why did this name sound so familiar? "Dad. Let me have a look at your phone." "Oh. What's wrong?" Feng Tianlin handed the phone to Feng Shipian. Feng Shipian glanced at the number on Feng Tianlin's phone and suddenly exclaimed, "Really? Really? Boss? What boss?" Feng Tianlin was a bit confused, but he immediately reacted, "Shipian. You mean, the person who called is Lin Yi?" "Yes, this number is Boss Lin Yi's, and Ling Yi is also the name that Boss used before." Feng Shipian said excitedly, "You see, Boss does have something to do, but I never thought that he would actually accept a mission as a bodyguard." Feng Tianlin was also very surprised. He didn't think that the bodyguard he hired was actually Lin Yi. This Lin Yi wasn't an ordinary heaven-ranked master in the early stage. This was something that could be used by a heaven-ranked master in the middle stage. This time, even if the Dongfang family sent a heaven-ranked master, Feng Tianlin wouldn't be afraid. "I really didn't expect this. Is Lin Yi short of money?" Feng Tianlin asked curiously. "Short of money?" "Right." Feng Shipian suddenly thought of the news that he had received from Guxian before. After returning to the Feng family, although he didn't contact Lin Yi, he had been paying attention to Lin Yi. He also knew that Lin Yi's medical company had gone bankrupt. If Lin Yi was short of money, it was true. Therefore, Feng Shipian told Feng Tianlin about this matter. If that's the case, it stands to reason that I should give him more money, but my private money is only more than 300 million yuan, which is only enough to hire him for 2 months. Feng Tianlin smiled bitterly. "I want to give more, but I don't have the money." "I understand. Let's try our best. However, I really didn't expect that with Boss's help, Sister Shirhan will definitely be fine." Feng Shipian breathed a sigh of relief. However, at the same time, he suddenly became nervous. "No, Dad, if Boss Lin Yi kills the people sent by the Dongfang family for Sister Shirhan, wouldn't he offend the Dongfang family?" This. Feng Tianlin's expression also changed slightly, and he said, "I didn't think about this before. After all, the duty of a bodyguard is to take money and eliminate disasters for others. We have paid the price. Even if the bodyguard is hated because of the Dongfang family, it has nothing to do with us. If you don't have a diamond, don't do porcelain work. This is also the rule. However, this person is Lin Yi now. If you don't make it clear, there will definitely be a gap in the future. So, Shipian, if you want to tell Lin Yi, just say it. I support you." "Dad, thank you." Feng Shipian said with some emotion. Since Feng Tianlin said so, it meant that he was prepared for Lin Yi to not do it at any time. However, Feng Shipian knew Lin Yi's character, but Dad, don't worry. I know boss's character. If the person being protected is my sister, boss will only do his best. Even if he doesn't get paid, he will do it. Okay, then you call. Feng Tianlin said. Feng Shipian picked up the phone and dialed Lin Yi's number again, but this time, he used the number that Feng Tianlin had contacted Lin Yi before. Mr. Su, is there anything else? Lin Yi saw the caller ID on the mobile phone and picked up the phone. He thought that Feng Tianlin had forgotten to tell him something. Boss, it's me. Feng Shipian said quickly after hearing Lin Yi's voice. Chapter 3064. Boss, the person who called you just now was my father. Feng Shipian said weakly. The person he asked you to protect is the same person I want you to protect. Pfft. No way. What a coincidence. Lin Yi felt that this was too much of a coincidence. He had just left the mountain to accept a mission, and it was actually to protect Feng Shipian's family. Yeah, I was wondering why you suddenly went to protect others. So it was for this mission. Feng Shipian said. Since it's one of us, I don't need money. Just give me some cultivation resources. Although Lin Yi was short on money, he couldn't ask for a reward for protecting Feng Shipian's family. That's fine too. Feng Shipian didn't refuse. My father has 350 million yuan. Boss, you can use it. It's not a reward. As your younger brother, I'm sponsoring you. I've heard about your company, and I'm doing my best to help you. Feng Shipian nodded and said, Boss, I'm just doing my best to help you. Alright, it would be impolite of me to refuse. Since Feng Shipian said so, Lin Yi nodded and agreed. Oh right, boss, I'm calling to remind you that the people who are causing trouble for my sister are from the ancient Dongfang family. Feng Shipian said. The other party's background is very tyrannical. It's fine if you refuse, boss. After all, I don't want you to get into trouble. Ancient Dongfang family? Lin Yi's heart moved, but he still said indifferently, ancient level. It doesn't matter. I'm already a heaven rank expert, so sooner or later, I'll set foot on the ancient level. I'll take a look at the Dongfang family first. If it had been any other family, Lin Yi would have helped. However, he was afraid that Feng Shipian would also keep his identity a secret. He didn't want to become enemies with an ancient sect because of this. At the very least, he represented the ancient Feng family and hid his identity. However, the ancient Dongfang family already had enmity with Lin Yi. The death of the Dongfang elder would be traced back to Lin Yi sooner or later. Therefore, it was no longer important whether Lin Yi went against them or not. Even if Lin Yi killed a few more people from the Dongfang family, it would only make the enmity greater. If he didn't kill Elder Dongfang, the Dongfang clan wouldn't let Lin Yi off easily after learning of Elder Dongfang's death. Boss, have you made up your mind? Feng Shipian was taken aback. He didn't know what Lin Yi was thinking. He thought that Lin Yi did this for him. Hee, of course I have. Lin Yi smiled and said, Alright, I got it. Tell your sister or sister to contact me. It's my sister. Feng Shipian said, By the way, my father hid his surname before. Boss, don't be angry. Hee, I also hid it. It's normal to do this when we're not familiar with each other. Lin Yi said indifferently. Alright. Boss, I'll tell my father to contact my sister now. Feng Shipian felt a lot more relaxed after settling this matter, especially after Lin Yi said it. He wanted to step into the ancient realm, and going against the Dongfang clan wouldn't bring him any trouble. How was it? After Feng Shipian hung up the phone, Feng Tianlin hurriedly asked. Boss agreed. Moreover, he also knows about the Dongfang clan. However, boss isn't worried. He also wants to use the Dongfang clan to experience the ancient realm. Feng Shipian said. Feng Tianlin nodded and said with a sigh, I have to say, Lin Yi's growth this year is too fast, from nothing to something. Even the noble houses and hidden houses can't stop his footsteps. I'm guessing that the ancient level is going to be another bloodbath. It's a good thing that you've established a relationship with Lin Yi early on. Perhaps, Lin Yi will be the last straw that can save us father and son. Feng Tianlin didn't really like Lin Yi at first. So when Feng Shipian returned to the clan, he thought that Feng Shipian was too impulsive to recognize a common world-wandering cultivator as his boss. However, after paying attention to him for a while, Feng Tianlin realized what kind of person Lin Yi was. A wandering cultivator destroyed a hidden house without batting an eyelid. What kind of methods and courage was this? Plus, Lin Yi was now the enemy of the everyday sect, but he was unharmed. What did this mean? All of this meant that Lin Yi had extraordinary abilities. So letting him be Su Shihan's bodyguard was a wise decision. Dad, it's great that you support me. Feng Shipian breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed that Feng Tianlin didn't object to him calling him boss. This made him very happy. Of course not. Feng Tianlin smiled and said, I'll call Feng Sanhuang now and arrange it. Master. Feng Sanhuang saw Feng Tianlin's phone and quickly found a place with no one around. He picked up the phone and said quietly, Is there anything I can do for you? Sanhuang, how is Xiao Han recently? Feng Tianlin asked. Master, Miss has been very safe recently. There's no danger, but because of the attack last time, Miss has been very low-key. She didn't go to other cities to participate in activities, Feng Sanhuang said. In fact, it wasn't because Su Shihan had been low-key. The main reason was that Feng Nitian was crippled. Feng Tianhu didn't have the mood to deal with Su Shihan anymore. He had been focusing on Feng Nitian for a while. Now that Nitian was dead, he started to deal with Su Shihan again. But Sanhuang, there's going to be a big danger soon. Feng Tianlin said to him, House Dongfang is preparing to deal with Xiao Han. That Dongfang is not weak. He likes Xiao Han and wants to. And they sent an early phase Sky Class Master to deal with you. What? Early phase Sky Class Master. Feng Sanhuang was shocked. He didn't think that Feng Tianhu would be able to send a Sky Class Master to deal with him and Su Shihan. Could it be that there was a change in House Feng? Had Feng Tianhu taken over as the head of the house? Could it be that Feng Tianhu joined hands with House Dongfang? That can't be right. Second mistress should be on master's side. Feng Sanhuang only knew a few things about the Feng family on the surface. As for the specifics of what had happened recently, he didn't know. You don't need to know about these things. Feng Tianhu didn't take over the position. That's why House Dongfang made their move. Feng Tianlin naturally couldn't explain that it was Dongfang Xiaozui's fault. Chapter 3065. He didn't know what to do, after all. A heaven-class early-phase master wasn't someone he could easily deal with. So when Sanhuang heard about a heaven-class early-phase master, he was a bit dumbfounded. Sanhuang, don't worry, Shihan has already found a bodyguard for Shihan. It's a heaven-class early-phase master. Feng Tianlin said. You just need to think of a reason to make Shihan accept this new bodyguard. Okay, I can do that easily. These years, Sanhuang had been by Shihan's side, and he was deeply trusted by her, but he was still a bit worried. Master, they are both heaven-class early-phase masters. Can they be a match for Dongfang family? This isn't a normal heaven-class early-phase, it's a heaven-class early-phase master who can fight above his level. You'll know when you see him. Feng Tianlin smiled and said, I'll send you his phone number, you can contact him directly. What? Can fight above his level? Which ancient sect's disciple is this? Feng Sanhuang was a little surprised. These kinds of masters weren't normal masters, they were usually important targets of the ancient sects or families. Just like Feng Nidian of House Feng, they were all people who could fight above their level. But, how could this kind of person be a bodyguard for Shirhan? They were all extremely arrogant masters. Hee, you'll know when the time comes. Feng Tianlin didn't say much. But, you have to go to the city he's in and live with him, this is also the master's request. Feng Tianlin told Sanhuang about some of Lin Yi's requests and the things to pay attention to. Okay. Although Feng Sanhuang was puzzled, he could only nod. Not long after hanging up, Sanhuang received a text from Feng Tianlin. It was a phone number, and the owner was called Ling Yi. After getting the number, Feng Sanhuang went to see Su Shirhan. Feng bro, what's up? Shirhan saw Sanhuang walking over and asked. Under normal circumstances, Sanhuang, as a bodyguard and driver, rarely took the initiative to talk to her. Wang Sis was in charge of the work. Miss Su, I've received news that the people who attacked you before will probably attack you again soon. Feng Sanhuang said seriously to Su Shirhan, so, for your safety, I want to find my friend to be responsible for your safety. Those people still want to fight? Su Shirhan was shocked. She had been keeping a low profile recently, but nothing happened during this time. She thought that the matter was over, but she didn't expect that those people still wanted to make a move. Yes, the information should be accurate. Feng Sanhuang nodded. Sure, as for the salary, you can just tell Wang Sis. It's better to have an extra bodyguard. Shirhan didn't doubt Feng Sanhuang's words and chose to believe him. However, my friend has other things to do. Can we go to his city and live for a while? Feng Sanhuang asked. We still have to go to his city. Su Shirhan paused. It wasn't that she didn't want to go, but going to a foreign city suddenly wouldn't be easy. That's for sure. If we ask him for help, we have to accommodate him, right? Feng Sanhuang didn't say anything about the salary. In fact, he didn't know how much it was. From his perspective, it was already good enough for a heaven-class master to help. You're right. Shirhan didn't have the temper of those superstars. Hearing Feng Sanhuang's words, she nodded. However, the manager Wang Sis heard the conversation between Feng Sanhuang and Shirhan. She was a bit unhappy. Xiao Feng, can't you protect Miss Su? Who else do we need to look for? If she goes to another city, how are we going to do our work? Miss Su is going to release her album in the first half of next year. If she goes to a small city without a recording studio, how are we going to make an album? Wang Sis, listen to Feng bro, Shirhan shook her head. Only she knew how vicious those people were. That time in the dark alley, if it wasn't for Lin Yi, she would have died there. Feng Sanhuang never said anything he wasn't sure of. Since he said he wanted help, it meant that he didn't have absolute confidence. So Shirhan wouldn't argue with him on this matter. Oh. Wang Sis was a bit unwilling. She didn't know how dangerous it was, but Shirhan insisted, so she could only give up. Feng Sanhuang, on the other hand, directly called Ling Yi. Hello, is this Mr. Ling Yi? I'm the bodyguard of the person being protected. May I know which city you're in? Feng Sanhuang asked politely. The person was a heaven-class master. It's me. I'm in Donghai City. When you guys arrive at Donghai Airport, I can pick you up. Lin Yi said. Since this was Feng Shishan's sister, Lin Yi was naturally more friendly. Okay, we'll take today's flight. We'll arrive at Donghai Airport at night. Feng Sanhuang said. We're VIP members of the airline. We have a special green channel. You can just wait for us at the exit. I'll book the ticket and tell you the exact time. No problem. Lin Yi nodded. After the call, Lin Yi called Meng Yao and Yushu down. Shield bro, it's the weekend. Why did you call us so early in the morning? What's the matter? Yushu yawned as she came down. Meng Yao was a little puzzled as well. What did Lin Yi want to call them up on a weekend morning? Yao Yao, Shu, I called you this time because I have something important to tell you. Now that he'd confirmed the mission, it was about time to tell them the specifics of the mission. After all, the celebrity they were protecting had to stay at home as well. Oh. What is it? Yushu was curious. Meng Yao didn't ask, but she opened her eyes wide and looked at Lin Yi, waiting for him to say something. It's like this. I'm short on money recently. You guys know that, so I accepted a bodyguard mission. I'm in charge of protecting someone. Lin Yi said straightforwardly. Bodyguard mission? Shu paused. Is it to protect a man or a girl? It's a girl, a celebrity. Lin Yi said. Chapter 3066. But after saying this, she blushed. Why did she stop him? What was she afraid of? Was she afraid that the new girl Lin Yi was protecting would fall in love with Lin Yi? No. How could it be? She didn't fall in love with Lin Yi. What I mean is, you have to protect me and Shu, how can you protect other people? Meng Yao saw that Lin Yi and Shu were looking at her strangely, so she blushed and tried to explain. But, Shield Bro's mission's already over. Are you afraid that someone else is going to steal your misposition in Shield Bro's heart, Yao Yao? Yushu, on the other hand, knew Meng Yao very well. How? How is that possible? It's just that the final exams are coming, Shield Bro shouldn't go far, right? And it's New Year in a month. Meng Yao was still explaining incoherently. It's okay, I'll let them move to the villa, I won't go far. Lin Yi said, plus, my follower Feng Shishan asked me to help with this mission, I can't refuse. I see, alright then. Meng Yao thought that it'd be fine if he moved into the villa, since he'd be under her and Shu's watchful eyes. He shouldn't be able to do anything with that superstar, right? One had to know that she didn't even need to do anything, Shu could turn the world upside down. Back then, Tang Yun and Xiao Xiao were speechless because of Shu, weren't they? Then I'll go prepare 2 rooms on the first floor, then I'll pick them up. Lin Yi nodded and went to prepare the rooms. Grandma's son had already left. Housework. In other words, everyone did it together. After Lin Yi left, Yushu said, Yao Yao sis, don't worry, isn't she just a small star? She can't threaten Yao Yao sis' position. If she has any perverted thoughts towards Shield Bro, Shu will let her know who's the big wife in this villa. Besides, Shield Bro has seen Shirhan sis before. How could an ordinary little celebrity catch his eye? Why would I worry about that? I'm just worried that the celebrity won't be easy to get along with. Meng Yao, naturally, wouldn't admit it. But thinking about it, Lin Yi had seen Su Shirhan before. If he wanted to hit on someone, it would be Su Shirhan. Why would he be interested in a small celebrity? Thinking of this, he felt much more at ease. It doesn't matter. She lives in our territory, so she has to follow our rules. She must be begging Shield Bro to be her bodyguard. If she's not willing, she can just leave. Yushu said. After Lin Yi tidied up the room, it was almost time. He drove to Donghai Airport. Feng Sanhuang bought a plane ticket at noon, so he could arrive in the afternoon. Since there was danger, they had to meet up with Lin Yi as soon as possible to ensure Su Shirhan's safety. Donghai Airport's VIP lounge, although this lounge was exclusively for VIPs. The people who came here to pick up the people who came down from the VIP passage, but there were quite a lot of people here. The seats were almost full. Lin Yi looked around, and found a good seat near the window. It was a big sofa, and no one was sitting there. He walked over and sat down, picking up a magazine and reading it. Lin Yi didn't bother with pleasantries as he walked over and sat down. The plane would arrive in half an hour, so Lin Yi arrived a little earlier. However, Lin Yi hadn't been reading the magazine for long when an extremely arrogant voice came from behind him, giving him a big fright. "Motherfucker, who let you sit here? Don't you know this is young Master Jun's exclusive seat?" The voice came from behind Lin Yi. It wasn't that Lin Yi didn't notice the person behind him, but there were quite a lot of people coming to pick up the plane. As long as they didn't come to attack Lin Yi wouldn't care what they were doing. Lin Yi frowned. Was there a special seat for this type of seat? But when he looked down, there didn't seem to be anything special about his spot other than the better lighting and the fact that it was a comfortable sofa. "What are you looking at? Aren't you going to give up your seat to young Master Jun?" The voice saw Lin Yi lowering his head, but he was a little impatient. If this seat was really dedicated, Lin Yi would give it to him. After all, although Lin Yi was strong, he wasn't willing to bully these ordinary people because of some small things. Lin Yi's eyes were now filled with cultivators. However, this seat wasn't dedicated at all. It wasn't marked at all. Lin Yi was a little unhappy. He stood up, turned his head, and looked at the person who scolded him. This was a man in black. However, what surprised Lin Yi was that although Lin Yi couldn't see through this person's strength, he should be a master without a doubt. "This seat, where is it written that it's yours?" Lin Yi asked faintly. Although the person was a master, it was only relative to ordinary people. Lin Yi didn't put him in his eyes. The man in black didn't answer Lin Yi's question. It seemed that he didn't put Lin Yi in his eyes at all. He reached out his hand and pushed towards Lin Yi, wanting to push Lin Yi to the side. He didn't even want to explain. However, what surprised him was that Lin Yi didn't move an inch under his push. "You!" The master jumped in fright. He knew how strong he was. He pushed Lin Yi, but it didn't budge at all. He immediately increased the strength of his hand, using all of his mystic late phase peak physical strength. However, he thought that this time, he would definitely push Lin Yi away. What surprised him was that Lin Yi didn't move an inch. He was still standing in the same spot. Slap! Lin Yi slapped the mystic class master, sending him flying out of the room. Boom! With a loud sound, the master fell to the ground. The corner of his mouth was full of blood, and his teeth fell out. However, he didn't know the pain because he had already fainted. Move! Move! After the master was slapped away by Lin Yi, there was a sudden noise at the door of the resting room. A pale-faced young man, under the escort of a few men in black, walked into the resting room. But when they saw the Mystic Division Master lying motionless on the ground with blood all over his mouth, they were completely stunned. A black-robed man ran over quickly. "Junior brother, what happened to you? Who hurt you?" Lin Yi frowned. Since when did Donghai City have so many masters? Chapter 3067. The one just now was a physical master, and the one in front of him was most likely one too. When a physical master didn't show his strength, Lin Yi's golden finger was useless. However, what shocked Lin Yi the most was that the pale young man protected by the men in black was Lin Yi's old acquaintance, Jun. He was young Master Jun. When Lin Yi and Ma Zhu died together, his meridians were broken, so Lin Yi didn't chase after Zhendazhou and Jun who ran back to Donghai City. At that time, Lin Yi wasn't a match for the Jinzhong clan. Later on, the Jinzhong clan was about to be annihilated by Lin Yi, and Lin Yi naturally wouldn't care about House Jin of Donghai. However, after a while, Jun seemed to have become even more powerful. There were so many masters around him all of a sudden. Although they weren't the most powerful masters, they were only in Lin Yi's eyes. The peak of the late phase of Mystic Division was already a very powerful existence in the mortal world. Of course, this wasn't what surprised Lin Yi the most. What surprised Lin Yi the most was that the man in black that he slapped didn't die. He only lost a tooth, but his life wasn't in danger. Although Lin Yi didn't use any martial arts, Lin Yi didn't hold back after knowing that the man was a cultivator and slapped him with the strength of the early phase of heaven class. Yet, he didn't die from Lin Yi's slap. He was only a master at the peak of the late phase of Mystic Division, 2 ranks lower than Lin Yi, yet he didn't die? Wasn't this person too strange? Could it be that he was from the Jinzhong clan? But the Jinzhong clan was about to be annihilated. Where would they send so many masters? Did you hurt my junior brother? The man in black checked the mystic class master who was injured by Lin Yi on the ground. After confirming that his life wasn't in danger, he stood up and looked at Lin Yi with determination. But he didn't let his guard down. A person who could injure his junior brother was definitely not a simple character. Who are you? Why did you hurt him? Jining Jun, I didn't think we'd meet again. Lin Yi ignored the man in black. Although their defensive abilities were very strong, Lin Yi didn't put them in his eyes. With the strength of their bodies, they simply couldn't withstand Lin Yi's martial skills. Moreover, he didn't even need the powerful Frenzy Fire 8 trigrams palm. Just the 10th form of the Frenzy Fire Fist was enough to take their lives. Of course, in the eyes of other cultivators, this was also a very powerful existence. The 10th form of Frenzy Fist was a skill that only an Earth-class late-phase peak could use. Using an Earth-class late-phase peak martial skill to kill a mystic late-phase peak master? What a joke. This was also the reason why these men in black were so arrogant. Lin Yi? Zhening Juan's breathing quickened, and his pale face turned even paler. He was terrified of what happened just now. He thought that he had the support of a powerful force after returning to East Ocean City and returning to his own territory. He could look down on everything, but when he stood in front of Lin Yi, his legs couldn't help but cramp. Kill him, this kid is a bad guy. He can't be left alive. Zhening Juan's words caused the man in black and the other 2 men in black to surround Lin Yi at the same time. Kid, I don't care which sect you are from. You will all die today. Master Jun has spoken, you won't be able to live. The first man in black said coldly to Lin Yi. Lin Yi ignored him before. This made him very angry, so after Zhening Jun gave the order, he prepared to kill Lin Yi. Clear the area, clear the area. The Flintlock squad is working here. Those who have no business here can leave. Other than the 4 men in black, there were a few bodyguards behind Zhening Jun with bulging waists. It was obvious that they had guns. When they called out the firearm team's name, everyone's expressions changed. They all stood up and looked at Lin Yi pitifully before quickly leaving. Which sect are you from? Golden Bell sect? Lin Yi didn't answer the man in black's question, but asked back. Golden Bell clan? The man in black heard Lin Yi's words and humphed coldly. Golden Bell clan isn't even worthy of helping us. Judging from your level, you're just a hidden sect. Our sect will scare you to death. Scare me to death? Lin Yi froze. Were these people from the ancient sect? That Zhen family was really impressive, to actually establish a connection with the ancient era. Let me tell you, we're from Iron Cloak clan. Are you scared now? The man in black reported his clan and looked at Lin Yi mockingly, waiting for Lin Yi to piss his pants. Iron Cloak clan? Lin Yi asked back, I've never heard of it. You. Black-clothed man number 2 was furious. Lin Yi's words were insulting their existence, making him furious. Kid, you're asking for it. You don't have to be angry. Lin Yi is only at the level of a common noble house. He doesn't even know how many hidden noble houses there are. How would he know how powerful the ancient sect is? Zhening Jun calmed down and waved his hand. Don't talk nonsense with them, just kill him. From his point of view, it was useless no matter how powerful Lin Yi was. Now that he had the support of the ancient sect and the famous Iron Cloak clan, he wasn't afraid of Lin Yi anymore. Jining Jun, you still owe me money, right? Where's the 250 million you owe me last time? I'm in need of money recently, return it to me and I'll forget about what happened today. It's not easy for your men to cultivate until now, I won't kill them. Lin Yi turned to Jining Jun and said. You're a coward. Jining Jun sneered, Lin Yi, you don't need to hide the fear in your heart. I know you're scared, that's why you're acting cool. Don't think that I don't know, I know this very well. You must die today. All of you, go. Don't talk nonsense with him. Just kill him. Yes, Master Jun. The men in black from Iron Cloak clan nodded and Black Cloak one punched at Lin Yi. Lin Yi frowned slightly. To be honest, he didn't want to become enemies with Iron Cloak clan. After all, Lin Yi already had enmity with Dark Palace, Everyday sect, Blood Cloak Underworld sect, and the ancient Dongfang clan. There were only a few ancient sects and Lin Yi offended 4 of them at once. There was also the Heavenly Elixir sect whose attitude was unclear. Lin Yi really didn't want to become enemies with Iron Cloak clan. Chapter 3068. What was the relationship between them? One had to know that Jining Jun was also very respectful in front of Ma Zhu, but these people from Iron Cloak faction became his hired thugs. How strange. Iron Cloak faction, don't do anything. I don't want to kill you. My only enemy is Jining Jun, Lin Yi said to Black Cloak No. 1 and the others. However, the more Lin Yi acted like this, the more Iron Cloak faction thought that Lin Yi was scared and was trying to scare them. Therefore, Black Cloak No. 1 didn't stop and punched towards Lin Yi. Lin Yi sighed slightly. He had no choice but to attack. However, Lin Yi still held back. Although he revealed the strength of an early phase of Heaven class, he still used the 8th form of Frenzy Fist. He could only heavily injure Black Cloak No. 1, but he couldn't kill him. He hoped that he would be merciful and stop Iron Cloak faction from causing trouble. Otherwise, Lin Yi would have to kill them next time. Although Lin Yi wasn't afraid of trouble, it was better to avoid unnecessary trouble. Boom. 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 Lin Yi didn't make a move, but when he did, it was clean and neat. In just an instant, the 4 black-clothed men, including Black-clothed No. 1, were directly sent flying by Lin Yi. Black Shirt 1 was obviously the strongest among them, having reached the peak of the early phase of Earth class. Although the others had fainted, he didn't faint even though he was injured. He only looked at Lin Yi in shock and spat out 4 words, Sky class. Black Cloak No. 1 knew that he kicked an iron plate. Lin Yi was so young and was already an early phase of Heaven class. He couldn't be a nobody, nor could he be cultivated by a small family. There must be a bigger force behind him. He said that he hadn't heard of Iron Cloak faction, maybe he looked down on them. What? Jining Jun wasn't as clueless as before. He knew what it meant to be a Heaven class master. How could Lin Yi be a Heaven stage expert? This was completely unrealistic. Back then, he had to go all out against Ma Zhu, and in the end, both of them were heavily injured. But now, when he made his move, he didn't even see it clearly, and all his bodyguards were already lying on the ground. Even the weakest of them, Black Shirt No. 1, who was at the peak of early phase of Earth rank, wasn't a match for him. Jining Jun, I told you that I don't want to fight and I've warned you. If you want your men to die, then there's nothing I can do. Lin Yi tried his best to push the blame onto Jining Jun and let Tai Yi sect get even with him. He walked towards Jining Jun step by step. However, Lin Yi was wrong about Iron Cloak sect. They wouldn't do anything to Jining Jun, at least not now. Don't come any closer. I'm telling you, although you've defeated them, I'm backed by the entire Iron Cloth sect. If you dare to touch me, I'll make you suffer. Jining Jun was the one who put up a strong front. He kept backing away. A heaven stage expert, this was too shocking. Slap. Lin Yi slapped Jining Jun's face. His handsome face was once again slapped until his eyes and mouth were crooked. Iron Cloak Sect? You also thought that Jinzhong Gate was powerful before, but what about now? Lin Yi stood in front of Jining Jun indifferently. You can't kill me. Jining Jun was really scared and kept backing away. Lin Yi, House Zhen is powerful now, really powerful. Oh, even if you change your name to Zhenyo Bai, it has nothing to do with me. Slap. Another slap sounded. Lin Yi slapped the other side of Jining Jun's face. Let me go. I'll do whatever you want. Jining Jun softened. He had no choice but to lower his head in front of Lin Yi. I can let you go, I just want to collect the debt from you. 250 million, when will you give it to me? Lin Yi asked. I've already returned 250 million to you, can you give me less this time? How about 150 million? Jining Jun hesitated and said. What do you think? Slap. Another slap. Lin Yi was getting impatient, stop wasting time. If you have money, use it to buy your life. If you don't, then die. 150 million is fine. I'll cut off your arms and it'll be 100 million. How about that? Then. Okay. I'll transfer the money to you after I go back. Jining Jun rolled his eyes and thought that he should leave first. As long as he went back, Lin Yi wouldn't be able to find him and he could do whatever he wanted. Go back. Lin Yi naturally knew what Jining Jun was thinking. He sneered, now, immediately, transfer the money. Otherwise, I don't mind turning you into them. Of course, they are cultivators, and physical defense cultivators at that. They didn't die under my hands, but that's not necessarily the case for you. You might just die in an instant. But it's not bad, you don't have to pay me back anymore. Okay. Jining Jun took a deep breath and reminded himself that he had to lower his head when he was under someone else's roof. Just you wait and see. Then, Jining Jun took out his phone and said to Lin Yi, give me your account number. Lin Yi gave him an account number and Jining Jun made a few calls to transfer the money to Lin Yi. He didn't dare to play any tricks as he knew how ruthless Lin Yi was. He had to get through this first and he would have plenty of chances to deal with Lin Yi in the future. Moreover, Jining Jun's House Zhen had the support of Iron Cloth Sect and they were quite rich. Although 250 million wasn't a small amount, Jining Jun could still afford it. Not long after, Lin Yi received a notification on his phone. Lin Yi looked at the amount and nodded in satisfaction. Okay, you can leave now. Okay. Jining Jun gritted his teeth and looked at the bodyguards in white with guns on their waists. He ordered, what are you waiting for? Carry them on your back and come with me. Yes. Although the bodyguards in white had guns and looked powerful in front of outsiders, they were far from a cultivator. Although they didn't fall, they didn't dare to pull out their guns in front of Lin Yi and Jining Jun didn't think about using them to turn the tables. Chapter 3069. After all, Lin Yi didn't kill the people from Tai Yi sect and Jining Jun, so Zhendazhou and Tai Yi sect wouldn't be so desperate. After they went back, they would investigate his background again and decide if they should kill him or not. Of course, if Tai Yi sect didn't want to cause trouble, they wouldn't mind losing 250 million since no one died. He still wasn't strong enough. Lin Yi sighed. If he had absolute strength, these people wouldn't be able to walk out of here today. However, Lin Yi could only let them go for now in order to avoid too much trouble. However, it wasn't for nothing. At least, Lin Yi brought back 250 million. Fatty Lie's medical company had 250 million, in addition to the 350 million Feng Shishan gave him, so it shouldn't be a problem to keep it running. However, the money that House Lu mortgaged and Yushiaoka's orphanage wasn't enough. Lin Yi could only hope that the genius girl from House Lu could give him a surprise and restore House Lu's agency to its former glory. Zhening Jun came and left quickly without a trace. The guests who were chased away returned to the resting room after seeing Zhening Jun leave. However, their eyes were filled with respect when they looked at Lin Yi. It was rare to see someone who could defeat Zhening Jun's bodyguard and beat Zhening Jun up. This little episode made Lin Yi earn 250 million. It seemed like there were benefits to coming to pick him up. A good person would be rewarded. Zhening Jun left and Su Shihan's plane was about to land. The plane was on time, and when Lin Yi saw the flight number on the LCD screen, he put down the newspaper in his hand. Soon, the sound of footsteps came from the entrance of the lounge. Someone was getting off the plane, and there were also a few people in the lounge who stood up. They were probably here to pick up the passengers who were getting off the plane. Lin Yi looked at his phone. No one had called him yet, but he thought that when the person he was going to pick up got off the plane, they would call him. However, Lin Yi didn't see the main character, but saw a group of familiar faces coming out of the passageway. It was the superstar Su Shihan, her bodyguard Feng Sanhuang, and her manager Wang Sis. These three people made Lin Yi slightly surprised. Did Su Shihan come to East Ocean City to perform? But since he saw her, Lin Yi naturally had to greet her. No matter what, Su Shihan was the company's spokesperson, and she had a good relationship with Miss and the others. Young Han, Arid Triad, why are you here? Lin Yi was not familiar with Big Sis Wang, so he only nodded at her. Lin Yi? Su Shihan didn't expect to bump into Lin Yi at the airport. She was wearing sunglasses, and this was the VIP exit. People who came out of this place were either rich or powerful. No one would be so nosy as to guess who she was. Plus, Lin Yi called her Young Han. Who would have thought that Su Shihan was Young Han? Su Shihan paused and looked at Feng Sanhuang awkwardly. She didn't know if she should tell Lin Yi about this. Was it a secret? Su Shihan trusted Lin Yi in her heart. It was just that Feng Sanhuang didn't say anything, so she couldn't do anything. Feng Sanhuang was also surprised why Lin Yi was here. Last time Su Shihan was in trouble, it was Lin Yi who saved her. Feng Sanhuang trusted Lin Yi a lot. It was just that there were outsiders in the lounge, so Feng Sanhuang couldn't say anything. Mr. Lin, long time no see. We did come here for some business, but can we talk in private? Talk outside? Sure, but I'm here to pick someone up. I need to call the person and tell him to wait for me outside. Lin Yi said and took out his phone. Perfect, someone is here to pick us up. I'll make a call too. Feng Sanhuang nodded and picked up his phone. However, Lin Yi realized that the number he dialed was busy. It was the same for Feng Sanhuang. The user was busy. Helplessly, Lin Yi put down the phone. He guessed that the other party was contacting him as well, so he waited for them to call back. Sanhuang, on the other hand, had the same thought. He hung up the phone and waited for Lin Yi's reply. The call didn't go through. Let's talk on the way. Lin Yi said to Feng Sanhuang. Sure. Feng Sanhuang nodded. He put down his phone and walked towards the door with Lin Yi. After leaving the VIP lounge, they came to the parking lot near the airport. Feng Sanhuang, Su Shihan, and Wang Sis got on Lin Yi's car first. After they got in, Feng Sanhuang said, Mr. Lin, our trip this time is actually a secret. Even the people in the company don't know about it. Miss Su might be in trouble again. Oh. Trouble again? The same group as last time? Lin Yi was dazed. This. More or less, but even more powerful. Feng Sanhuang didn't say much. After all, Feng Tianhu was the one who found them. Although last time it was the Feng family and this time it was the Dongfang family, there was only one person. If that's the case, then it's a bit dangerous. What's your plan this time? Lin Yi asked. This time, I won't hide it from Mr. Lin. I have a friend here. I'm here to ask for his help to protect Miss Su's safety. Feng Sanhuang said. This was the excuse he gave to Su Shihan. Alright, I have something else to do during this period of time. If there's nothing else, I'll help you guys out. Lin Yi nodded. Mr. Lin, thank you for your kindness. But the enemy this time is a Sky-class early phase master. I'm afraid you don't have the confidence to deal with him. I don't either. Feng Sanhuang naturally didn't know that Lin Yi was already a Sky-class master. His impression was still the last time he met Lin Yi. Lin Yi's strength was still at the last time he met him. Ah. Sky-class early phase? Lin Yi heard Feng Sanhuang mention the enemy's strength. He only smiled faintly. Sky-class early phase. Lin Yi didn't care anymore. Right, Mr. Lin. We'll talk later. I need to call my friend first. Feng Sanhuang suddenly remembered that Lin Yi didn't reply to him. He quickly took out his phone and was ready to call back. Okay. Lin Yi nodded. Lin Yi also wanted to call his employer to ask if they had arrived. But because it was quiet in the car, it wasn't good for two people to call at the same time. So, Lin Yi decided to wait for Feng Sanhuang to finish his call. Chapter 3070. Lin Yi didn't think too much about it. He picked up the phone and saw that it was his employer, so Lin Yi couldn't reject the call. Even if Feng Sanhuang was on the phone, Lin Yi still picked up the phone. Hello, I've arrived at the airport, have you guys gotten off the plane? After Lin Yi said this, he waited for the other party to respond, but the other party didn't say anything. Feng Sanhuang, on the other hand, had a shocked expression on his face. Because the call was connected, he heard Lin Yi's voice from the other side. However, he was also a little uncertain, so he hesitated for a moment and still said into the microphone, Hello, is this Mr. Lin Yi? This time, not only did Feng Sanhuang hear Lin Yi's voice, but Lin Yi also heard Feng Sanhuang's voice from the other side of the phone. Of course, even if Lin Yi didn't hear it, Feng Sanhuang's Mr. Lin Yi already represented a lot of problems. Lin Yi could immediately understand that the person he was waiting for was Feng Sanhuang, and the superstar he wanted to protect was Su Shihan. Both of them were stunned. Lin Yi put down the phone, and Feng Sanhuang also put down the phone. Lin Yi was a bit embarrassed, and Feng Sanhuang was also a bit embarrassed, but he was more worried about Su Shihan's thoughts. He told Su Shihan that he was asking for help from his friend, but in the end, Lin Yi was right in front of him, and he didn't even know that the person he was asking for help was Lin Yi. No matter how stupid Su Shihan was, she should be able to figure out the problem, right? Mr. Feng? It's you? Lin Yi smiled bitterly and reached out his hand. Yes, it's me. Feng Sanhuang also smiled bitterly and said, Mr. Lin Yi, why did you change your name to Lin Yi? I'm just accepting a quest. I didn't think too much about it. It's an acquaintance among acquaintances. Lin Yi smiled wryly and said, back then, the poem told me. He asked me to protect his sister, but I thought his sister does not know me. I had told Mr. Feng that my name is Lin Yi, and Sure also knows my name. That's why I did not change my name. But I did not expect the person I am protecting is Miss Su. Brother Feng, are you hiding something from me? Shihan looked at Feng Sanhuang. Of course, she didn't think that Feng Sanhuang would harm her. After all, the person Feng Sanhuang found was Lin Yi. Su Shihan knew what kind of person Lin Yi was, there was no way he would help Sanhuang harm people. Lin Yi also said that he was here to protect him, but Lin Yi wasn't Feng Sanhuang's friend at all. And Lin Yi even said that she was someone's sister. What was going on? Wasn't he an orphan? How could he have a brother? So, Su Shihan subconsciously thought that Feng Sanhuang was hiding something from her. And it was not a small matter. Needless to say, Shihan's guess was quite accurate. Because Feng Sanhuang was indeed hiding something, but without Feng Tianlin's permission, he didn't dare to tell Shihan. If Shihan knew the truth, if she knew that she had a father who didn't dare to acknowledge her, wouldn't she be unhappy? But Feng Sanhuang knew. It wasn't that Feng Tianlin didn't want to acknowledge her, but he couldn't. If he didn't acknowledge her now, there was already so much danger. If he really did acknowledge her, he didn't know how Feng Tianhu would make a fuss about it. So, Feng Sanhuang hesitated and looked at Lin Yi. Although the trouble was caused by him, it was Lin Yi who said it. It seemed that Lin Yi was not only close to Shihan, but also the young master Feng Shipian. So, it was better for Lin Yi to say it. At least, Feng Tianlin couldn't blame Feng Sanhuang. Seeing Feng Sanhuang's pleading eyes, Lin Yi paused. What do you mean? Could it be that Shihan didn't know about this? But wasn't this arranged by Feng Shipian? He wouldn't tell his sister, no. Sister? Shihan's surname was Su, Feng Shipian's surname was Feng. Although Feng Tianlin said that his surname was Su, it was just a made-up surname. Maybe he meant to represent Shihan. But there might really be a problem here. It was just that Lin Yi didn't know how much Shihan knew, so he could only test her. Han, I was asked by your father and brother to protect you, but after saying this, Lin Yi regretted it a little. Because Lin Yi suddenly remembered that Shihan told him about her childhood. Shihan should be Feng Tianlin's illegitimate daughter, and after Shihan and her mother were attacked, they didn't see Feng Tianlin again. Naturally, Shihan wouldn't know about Feng Tianlin and Feng Shipian. But at the beginning, Lin Yi didn't think about this. He thought that Feng Tianlin had been in contact with Shihan. Now that he thought about it, Shihan didn't mention that she saw her father after she was separated from her mother. You met my father? I have a brother? Shihan widened her eyes in shock. She looked at Lin Yi. Her body was shaking. She was obviously very emotional. Her breathing became rapid. But in the next moment, cold sweat appeared on Shihan's forehead. Her breathing became more rapid. She couldn't help but moan. It hurts. My head hurts. Wang Sis, give me the medicine. Wang Sis was also shocked. What Lin Yi and Feng Sanhuang said in the car today shocked her. Lin Yi knew Shihan's father. And from the looks of it, Feng Sanhuang also knew about it. Wang Sis, who was usually a chatterbox, didn't dare to interrupt today. She didn't know what to say. But Su Shihan had a headache. She subconsciously grabbed her backpack and started rummaging through it. Every time Shihan went out, she would let Wang Sis bring the painkillers from Miracle Dr. Guan's medical company. No need. Lin Yi shook his head at Wang Sis. He reached out and pressed on Shihan's forehead and chest. Shihan's emotions gradually returned to normal. But she was still panting. She blushed and said gratefully to Lin Yi. Thank you. Although Lin Yi cured her headache, he also touched her body. But Shihan knew that Lin Yi did it for her own good. He didn't want to take advantage of her. No need to thank me. It was me who gave you a headache. I should be the one apologizing. Lin Yi smiled bitterly. I didn't think that you didn't know about your father and brother. I thought you already knew. You're tuning into the Romantic Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.